Hello everyone, Vickieverlie here, Rock and Roll Prophetess. This is going to be the reading for all signs, April 2026. This is the biggest reading that I do of the month, the most in depth, and I use the most tools. I do post other readings during the month that are little short tidbits. This is the long one though. This is going to be for your sun sign, rising sign, moon, or anything that really resonates. You know, if you resonate with certain signs, if you're on the cusp, whatever resonates with you, you can watch it and you may get a message. If you want a personal reading, you would have to go through my website, vickieverlie.com. That's the only way to reach me. Do not be fooled by social media imposters who are messaging you on the social media platforms, because that is not me. Also, this is going to be if you're watching this as I post it, this will be the last week to order the Aries ingress reading, which is a lot of things rolled into one. It's not just about the Aries ingress, it's about the seasonal, it's the upcoming season. And it goes for the whole, at least 3 months to a year. And this time I'm also throwing in bonus content of the 2 eclipses, so you really get a lot of bang for your buck. Again, that's expiring at the end of the week of the first week of April, so if you haven't got yours, many people have ordered and ordered every year. If you haven't got yours, it's chock full of information. It's actually it's a psychic astrology reading, but it's also really, really good. And I don't offer the astrology readings that often. Mostly it's tarot and cards. If you like tarot and cards, those are also available. I've been a professional reader since the 1980s, and I've also authored books, including a book on tarot, and some channeled material and other books that you can also find out by looking at my website or visiting the links below. But I have a lot of experience, okay? Let's run over the main events. Well, first I want to wish a happy birthday to all the Aries and Taurus who are born in the month of April. This is your solar return. Happy birthday. But the solar return is a very powerful time to manifesting, you know, your reality. It's more important to do your manifestation work around this time of your solar return or your birthday than it is at January 1st when most people do their affirmations or resolutions. So this is important, and happy birthday to you. The first of the month, we're going to start it off right away with the full moon in Libra, and it's also April Fool's Day and Passover if you celebrate. So this is going to be at 10:12 p.m. Eastern at 12:21 of Libra. So there's a lot of 12s there. 10:12 and then 12:21. So these 1 and 2 numbers. So even though it's a full moon, it feels like it's initiation, also because it's falling on the 1st. On the 17th, we're going to have the new moon in Aries, too. So you Aries, if you've already had your birthday, you know, back in March, if you're end of March Aries, the 17th is another time frame when you can really... This is very powerful for everyone, but especially for, you know, Aries. It's occurring at 27 degrees 29 of Aries at 7:52 a.m. Eastern Time. On the 19th, we start Taurus season. The sun goes into Taurus. And on that day, there's a big stellium, too. I may do a whole other video on this. But there's a Mars, Saturn, Mercury stellium at 7 degrees of Aries. So that's really, really powerful. Mars and Mercury wants to establish things, and then Saturn wants to make it really concrete and long-term. The other big astrology event this month, this is the big astrology event actually, is on the 25th, we're going to have Uranus move into Gemini. It's going to be at 8:50 p.m. Eastern Time in the United States, but times will vary. It's been in Taurus for 8 years. It did dip in last year in the early part of it, like I think summer sometime. But this is going to be for another 8 years in Gemini. So it's really turning a page for everyone. It's really, and this is also, if it's affecting you majorly in your planets, this would be something that would be discussed in the Aries ingress. All the astrology will. But this is a big influx of energy, and it's really going to make things lighter and brighter and different. You know, it's going to feel really different. A notable difference many will feel. I probably will do some kind of a video on that at some point this month. If you like talking about where I do the astrology and the tarot together, the only place that I really do that all the time is on the weekly Patreon videos. We run through the astrology for the week, and then we throw cards for each sign. So that's like a big combo. I do that on the regular. And then once again, one more time, last chance for the Aries ingress, which is not about just that date. It's a seasonal reading. It's for the upcoming season or even the upcoming astrological year. And I do throw in, again, those eclipse is also included. So you're getting a little bit extra. It's a really powerful reading this year. Okay, so you can go ahead and skip to your sign. You can either do it through the timestamps below, but also whatever sign is being read will always be displayed down here in the bottom corner. So even if I happen to mistakenly say the wrong thing, whatever is showing up here, for sure that is who the reading is for. So let's, without further ado, let's get started with the sign of Aries for April. Well, Aries, happy birthday. Happy birthday to ya. Yeah, happy birthday to ya. And it's going to be your new moon, too, on the 17th. So that's also really, really powerful. That is, set your intention. Like I said, if you skip the intro, that's going to be the time. Even if you're a late March Aries or your birthday already passed. Oops, this one flew out. That's going to be a powerful time for you to set your intentions and do your new beginnings. Okay, you got that Creator card. I forgot this deck has a couple of different cards, and I don't have the booklet with me, I don't think. Well, we'll just go with the flow on it. It is a psychic reading. No need to panic. Panic at the disco. Excuse me, okay. So there's that. And also the Aries ingress. I mean, there's so much. We talk about the Neptune-Saturn conjunction at 0 Aries. There's so much to look at if you wanted to order a personal reading. But just know that this Aries new moon and this year is like your year. I mean, everything is just really flowing your way. All right, let's get 3 cards for the bottom row from the Hanson Roberts for Aries Sun Rising Moon. Anybody who has prominent Aries in their chart. Queen of Swords showing up twice. And then we have 10 of Pentacles. And then finally, the last card we have is the 6 of Cups. Okay, sorry, Aries, I had to get myself a little bit better organized. I always joke with you guys, you know, you get to go first, but sometimes I have to do a little adjustments during your reading. So the Queen of Swords is showing up twice here. And so that's an important element. When a card shows up twice, that's why I like using the 2 different decks, because then you get, you know, you can have this double cards. So it's person, I mean, for most, I'm sure it's a person, and the person might be an air sign, an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra. With the 6 of Cups here, this is reconciling something from the past. So many of you, this could have been somebody from the past, and they're going to be coming back into your life in a favorable or positive way. For some people, I do feel if you've had a falling out, that you may make up with this person. There could be a reconciliation that feels really strong, a reconciliation for people. The other thing is this air sign energy. We do have at the end of the month, this Uranus is going into Gemini, which is an air sign energy. And that's going to be really in flow with you. That's going to be really connected for you. Where's my chart with the, here it is, my wheels. I like to look at my wheels while I'm doing this. Yeah, that is not your opposite sign, but it is the sign of partnerships, you know. So it's a sign of partnership, friendships, childhood. For some of you, this could be childhood. There's a lion and a cat. There's this 2 feline energies here, too. So for some, I do feel like that could be relevant or be part of it in some way. Maybe you had a cat, or you had 2 cats, or you know, when you were little, you went to a friend's house and they had cats or something. Or maybe their name is even Cat, or they went by that name, Cat, like short for Catherine or something, or Kathleen. So the cat energy is really coming through as well. Now, also, this one particularly can be Leo energy. And the Creator card, honestly, I forgot to bring the booklet up. They have a couple of extra cards in here that aren't in the regular tarot. I always forget to bring the booklet with me, but the Creator, I'm thinking it's like God or the sun or something. So this feels Leo-like. Creator, wearing the crown. This feels very Leo-like. So Leo time frame would have been back in August, but it also could be something potentially coming up in August, okay? And also on this Creator card, it does say no on there. So it's like some kind of a no, you shall go no further. This could also be, maybe this person for some is a gatekeeper. This is somebody who said, no, you can't, we're not hiring you. You can't have the job. Or no, I don't want to work with you. Or no, you know, they may have put a stop there. But now it's opening up again, particularly with the job, because you do have the 10 of Pentacles down here. So the 10 of Pentacles is it's the most favorable Pentacle card there is. It's the highest one. It's large amounts of money. It has to do with property. It has to do with inheritance, generational wealth, because we have the whole generation here. And notice too, we have the family here with the child, and then the children on this card too. And even the strength card, the Leo energy, is very much can be associated with fifth house, which is children and things like that. So some of these, again, it could be a childhood friend, but maybe if you have children of your own, this could even be something with the children of your own. Maybe, you know, your kids were playing with the cat and the lady got mad, or, you know, or the neighbor, you're going to move because the neighbor was mean about your kids, to get off my lawn kind of situation. You know, it's going to be, of course, different for everybody, but I'm just trying to lay out, you know, as many possibilities that could come through at this time. There could be news coming in air also about some kind of a money situation here, where this is no small sum. The Ten of Pentacles is the big money card, as they say. So very much, you know, some kind of big financial gains or financial coups, like C-O-O-S, making a coup, my guides are saying. Let's go ahead and do a shuffle and get your animal totem for the month for our Aries sun, rising, moon. Oh, the card came out, the wasp. See, yeah, there was some kind of a sting. With the wasp energy, that can be like that stinging, because they can be kind of relentless. You know, they come after you. I've gotten stung by wasps before, and it's no fun, because they attack. Fearless warrior spirit of the sky, shamanic healing and transformation. I need to change glasses so I can see better. Oh, there we go. Stinging, attacking, fighting the good fight. Impassioned action makes dreams come true. Well, this last part about the impassioned action for you, I'm feeling like if you did have a falling out, I feel like you could make amends at this time. I feel like this impassioned action makes dream come true. If one of your friends or even somebody you used to work with has been popping into your mind, or you've been getting that feeling, because you've got Neptune in your sign now too, you're really going to be getting those intuitive hits like never before. Well, not for the last 200 years. It hasn't been here, 200 plus years. So if you're working on a project, it's like, oh man, she would be perfect. That person, doesn't have to be she. That person would be so perfect for this job, but oh, we had that fight, I don't want to call him. Or, gosh, I've been thinking about my old friend, I really want to call him, but oh, we had that fight and I can't. You know, BS to all that. You know what's interesting too, I'm noticing on this card, those amaryllis, I forget the name of them. I even have hyacinths. Those are hyacinths. And then you've got the tulips here. Those are all spring flowers, and we are in spring in the northern hemisphere here. And so, you know, maybe it's time. You know, it's a new day, it's spring. This is the time to do it. Another thing on this deck, these backgrounds, both of this background and this background reminds me of Wheel of Fortune, which can be, you know, divine timing. And then the third thing, I'm just looking at the imagery, and by the way, let this happen for you as well. If you see anything that pops out, I was talking about the sun energy before, and this looks similar to a sun, you know, the background, the flower, the golden yellow flower there. All right, let's go ahead and get our Holy HAMSA for Aries for the month of April 2026. Sound. If you want to, this is also one of my decks. All my decks are hand illustrated, no AI, no clip art. So if you like indie decks and want to support indie deck creator, check out my stuff. But if you want to look at the background words, you can even pause the video and check out the background words. That's what they're there for, like subtle, to speak to your subconscious mind. Or I like working with text as a graphic element. If you're familiar with like my rock and roll tarot and other stuff, I've always brought text into the picture. And if you touch that background word, that's your spirit guides kind of talking to you. So it's card 19. The keywords are vibes, resonance, acoustics. We are all immersed in a sonic field. Sound has the ability to soothe a baby to sleep or break a glass. There is a field of frequency surrounding us all. Tend to your field and your sacred space. Create a resonance of peace and solace so that your divine manifestations may flourish. Listen to that, because this is the time to do your divine manifestations. Create a resonance of peace and solace so that your divine manifestations may flourish. You may be in need of a sound bath emergence experience, whether a ceremony performed by a practitioner or something more personal in your own living space. Drums, chimes, singing bowls, all may be conduits for raising vibration and frequencies of your surroundings. See, I even have my little bell here. So yeah, sound is a thing. I mean, sound is so, to me, and maybe just because I'm a musician, but sound is so important. You know, some people are just so rude with their sound. You know, don't respect other people's ear space. You know, and you know, sound for me especially, it really. I'm gonna have to move this up. It looks like there we go to make room for the runes, or not the runes, the lots on the bottom. So let's see here. First, we're gonna get the lots of love, which may or may not pertain to love. Let's see. We have marriage. Well, some of you may be romantically involved. This could be your ex-wife or ex-husband, and this is something having to do with your kids, too. You know, maybe their kids need money for school or something, or even like a grandparent or somebody may be helping out. Let's get the lots of answers. It says plausible. These are my lots that I've created, and they're just fun to play with. It's almost like a magic 8-ball. You know, it's fun to just ask a question and sit around and pull one out if you're just hanging out. Okay, next, lots of proverbs. Out of sight, out of mind. Yeah, and that usually means don't keep going over something, you know, just put it down, put it away. But this definitely is the opposite of that. It's like, you know, reemergence, reconnecting, reemergence. So I would say maybe this person has been out of sight and out of mind. Maybe you'll run into him. Or somebody else, so you'll hear the cat lady over here. Seems like she's talking to Queen of Swords, like they're chatting, you know. And they're saying, oh, did you hear the news about so-and-so? And you're like, oh, do tell. Do tell. Well, that's some old-fashioned language, isn't it? Anyways, well, hey, I almost called you Leo. See, this Leo energy is prominent, but Aries, hey, happy birthday again. This Aries ingress is, again, so it's a powerful reading for everybody, but especially for you. So if you haven't been, if you're thinking about getting it, you haven't yet, head over to my website. This will be the last week, this first week of April, at the week, like April 4th or 5th, that we'll be done with it, okay? All right, so we're going to get these cards picked up. I don't like to repeat, so we're going to move. All these are going to get moved over. I have to find somewhere for my astrology. I'll put that there. I'll put this here. We'll put that there and this here. Okay? And I want to keep all the cards. The tarot cards go back in the deck to be reused, but I don't reuse any of the other stuff. I only, once it's been chosen, I set it aside. Okay, next we're going to move over to the sign of Taurus. Well, the good news for you, Taurus, is that Uranus is finally getting out of your sign for good. This has not been, well, happy birthday to all your Tauruses too, by the way. They're going to have your, if you're a late Aries, or late April, Taurus, happy birthday. This is your new year. This is your new beginning. This is the time of year where you set your intentions if you want to get results. Not January 1st. This time of year, your birthday, this when the sun ingresses into 0 Taurus at 19, your birthday, and then the Taurus new moon, which will be next month. This is the time to do your manifestation. But back to what I was saying, you know, this Uranus leaving your sign after the 25th, this is a big relief, I feel, for most of you, because it's not been flowing with your energy. It's been very disruptive, and this is not good vibes for Taurus, having all this disruptive energy and things not being solid and on solid ground. That being said, still, you know, Uranus is not the bad guy. Uranus was not trying to screw you up or mess you up or you know, throw you, maybe it was trying to throw you off your base a little bit, but Uranus was actually trying to get you to let go of some things. So hopefully you've been able to do that. You've been able to let go of some things, and you know, you feel freer and lighter. You're not going to have to deal with that energy again for another 80 years. So hopefully you can get the message and see the gift in it, and then you can move on. But your life overall should become more stable. Okay, 3 cards for Taurus, Sun, Rising, Moon. If you want to order that reading, we'll go into all the astrology of exactly where it hits and all the dates and everything. We got Ace of Wands, 8 of Cups, and the Lovers. Okay, well, relationships. Yeah, let's see if Scorpio is your opposite. What's your 5th house to Taurus? I need to keep my chart out here. I keep putting it away, and I need it out here. It's Capricorn, right? The 5th house to Taurus is not. It's Libra. Virgo. Jeez. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get these 3 more cards, and then we'll talk about what we see here. Oh, she has text on hers. That's right. I always forget. There is text on here. You have Fool, the Hierophant, and then finally the Five of Cups. Okay, so 8 of Cups, 5 of Cups. And when I turned this over before, the 8 of Cups was on the bottom. So you're definitely ready to move on. And again, just like I just said in the astrology, this is what Uranus really wants you to do. It wants you to let go. It wants you to move on. It wants you to get things moving, flowing, leaving the past behind and creating a new beginning. Some of you are going to be falling in love in a relationship here. And it could be a new relationship. If it's Ace of Rods, that's definitely talking about like sexually charged stuff, you know. Well, being excited and passionate, but usually it's sexual because it's kind of a phallic symbol. And then the snake on this one, you know, that's really bringing forward the Kundalini. Notice that 2 and maybe even 3 could have the full moon on it. So we're kicking off the month right away with a full moon in Libra on the 1st. So it could be something right away. And this is a 1, so it could be right around the 1st. That, you know, especially if maybe you're traveling too, or maybe you're moving out or moving in. Well, moving out. There's something about moving in and moving out. Is that Billy Joe? I'm moving in and you're moving out, or something like that. Because people do move at the 1st of the month very often, right? So this is the 8 of Cups, but it almost reminds me more of the 7 of Cups because there's like these cups going all over the place here. But what I get out of it, whatever this is, these two are definitely tied together. Sexual or just passionate about a project or whatever's going on. But it's sparking off in other areas of your life. These cups, your cups is so overfloweth that, you know, it's going off in all these different directions in different parts of your life, and you're having new, you know, everything is beautiful. Everything is beautiful in its own way. If you've never seen my readings, if you're new here, my guides come through with songs, and there's messages in the songs all the time. So everything is beautiful. And that's what it feels like. Everything is beautiful to you at this time. So everything is beautiful, love is blooming, love is blossoming. I mean, it could even be a new baby coming into your life if you're just like not worried about it. And even if you're in a long-term relationship, you know that passion ebbs and flows. You're not always so hot for each other like you are in the very beginning. You know, it ebbs and flows, but you do come back into these time frames where you're really passionate or you're really falling in love again and making dreams come true, I really want to say out of this. The Fool is being ready to be free and go. The Fool is leaving the past behind. All he's got is this little bag. He's happy for that. He's not dragging around all this heavy stuff anymore, all this big heavy energy, this big heavy stuff. You know, he's just light. He's ready to break free. He's ready to go off into a new direction. Some of you may be leaving a job with a big company, like because the Hierophant is here. That could be a lot of things. Some of you may be leaving your religion even to go to more on your own spiritual path. But I was picking up job really about this. Some of you have been in a corporate job, and you might be turning in your keys. Well, you might be moving too. Again, turning in the keys to pursue your true what lights you up. What's your passion? You know, what to do more. Even maybe you're retiring, and then now you're going to have a second career, or even it doesn't even have to be a career. It could just be now you're ready. You're going to be following your passion at this time, where you were locked into a more conventional or a more traditional situation. Now you're ready to go for it. Now this is saying that there's something about the past. So there's something from the past that you deemed a failure, but it might not really be a failure. But you felt like you lost out in some way. And then you realize that there's still full cups left. And that's where all this stuff is springing forth. And once you turn around and stop focusing on what went wrong and look at the blessings, again, they're just going to be popping up everywhere, popping up everywhere. So they're popping up everywhere. And you're just in, you know, your emotional state. Because I keep coming back to the Lovers, but it just feels like, oh, wrong deck. Your emotional state is just much improved. Because you're ready to let go of whatever. This, I feel, is what Uranus was trying to pull you out of. Where you felt stuck, and you may have felt like, oh, there's just no way out. This is my lot in life. I'll be here till, you know, whenever. I'll be stuck in this thing, and you won't be. Okay, let's go ahead and get an animal totem. Dolphin, that's some very high vibe and energy. Dolphin is one of the highest energy animal, well, animals period, but definitely one of the higher animal cards that I've made. Optimist, clairaudient, spirit guide, starseed. Joyous interaction of fun and play, sexuality. Yeah, it's showing up. Caring for those less fortunate, embracing personal freedom. That's what I was talking about too. Respecting others' choices. Yep. So this all really makes sense, and again, it just feels lighter. You know, your energy is rising, and things are getting lighter and brighter. Okay, let's go ahead and get your Holy HAMSA for Taurus, Sun, Rising, Moon. Anybody who has Taurus in their chart. Cleanse, yeah, cleanse, that makes sense. Well, you know, the first of the month, too, is the full moon. That's always a good time on the waning moon, when the moon is full, to cleanse. So here we have this cleanse card. It's card number 18. If you would like to look at some of the background words, that's what they're there for, if you can see it on your device. If any of that thing grabs, or even any of the images grabs your eye, by the way, this is my hand-drawn deck, indie deck, and so is this. So this is no AI crap. This was a year of my life. If you support indie deck creators and would like to find out about my decks, you can head to my website too. But let's see here. Cleanse. The keywords are clear, smudge, unburden. That's just what we've been talking about, the unburden. Purge yourself of excess clutter. See your way clear. The cleanse card is calling you to clear away the litter of your life on all levels, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. When you remove all the extraneous toxins that have been polluting your environment, you make space for new things to come into your life. This may be a good time to do a thorough cleaning of your environment. The burning of sage, use of salt, and even sound can be used to further clear your field. These types of ceremonies may be more powerful when performed on the full moon or right after. Yeah, that's what I was saying at the beginning. Yeah. So, I mean, this is the gift. If you can embrace Uranus, it's like, don't fight Uranus and say, okay, Uranus, I see that you're right. I see that I need to get rid of stuff. I see, stuff meaning, again, emotional stuff, everything. This is emotional, for sure. This is looking at the past too much. Okay. Reliving past traumas. We don't want to do that. We want to do this and this. Okay, Taurus, I'm going to pull your lots of love, which may or may not pertain to love. It says friend. Well, that's, take it as it resonates. That could mean a lot of things to a lot of people. Lots of answers. It says definitely. Again, if you're not familiar, these are things that I've created, and they're fun to play with. They're fun to I'm just basically showcasing them here. But they're fun to play with, to just sit around and pull, ask a question and pull one out. Let's see here. Love is blind. Well, love is blind is kind of like a caution, like, oh, love is blind. And, you may be in your honeymoon phase, and if you are, just enjoy it, I guess, but love is blind is like when you meet somebody and you're just in that cloud of, oh, I'm so in love, and everything's, like I was saying here, everything's beautiful, love is everywhere. But there could be, sometimes it's sort of a caution that there's some underlying fundamental things that you may overlook because you're so much with your head in the clouds with the love thing. But hey, this doesn't not look like a bad reading. I mean, I wouldn't forego it because well, I'm going to find out what that one thing is, Enjoy it. Immerse yourself in that joy. You've earned it, Taurus. You've really been through the ringer with this whole the Uranus thing for the last 8 years it's been. So this is a time for you to really, just enjoy life and be lighter, be free, enjoy it. And we're going to, if you want to go into the astrology for the spring, I don't offer astrology readings all that often. This is very thorough. It's for the season. It'll only be available till the end of this week. If you haven't got yours, you've been thinking about it, head over to my website. We'll talk about that, Uranus. I'll tell you the dates when it hit your sun and hit your different planets. Well, so you can think, oh, that's what happened at around that time, And it also, I'm throwing in the eclipses too, so it's really a good value this year. But if you like to, head over to my website, and there's other readings there as well. Next, we're going to take a look at the sign of Gemini. Well, Gemini, here we go. Talking about Uranus, it's coming your way. Uranus is in the house, okay? Or will be after the 25th. And, it's an intense energy. It's really, like high vibing, light, really light. But it can, for some people, it can be really like it didn't really go with the Taurus energy at all. It can be very too much, too much vibratory energy, too high vibratory energy, too not grounded. But see, you, Gemini, you're already there. You're already light in Aries. You're another air sign, and you're already light. So it's not going to bother you as much. I think of anybody, I think other than, Aquarius, because it rules over Aquarius, but even more of any, after Aquarius, you the most, you can really work with this energy. This is right in your wheelhouse. You can ascend to new levels. Your mind, if you thought your mind was already going, like, you have so many ideas and you're so, like, writing and all the communication stuff, that can be just kicked into high gear. And you could, I want to say, like, having big breakthroughs. And that's the best way to use this energy, is to have these big breakthroughs. Okay, let's do 3 cards here for Gemini. I have 2 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, oops, sorry. Wheel of Fortune, nice. And then finally the 9 of Cups. Well, I mean, you can't hardly get better than Wheel of Fortune and 9 of Cups together. I was mentioning in somebody's reading about the cat, and there's one on here too. I wonder if there's just a lot of cats in this deck and I never noticed it. I don't work with this deck too often, but I really love the artwork on it. I do love this deck. And I actually, when I first got it, I looked it up. I got it for Christmas a couple of years ago, I think. And I was like, oh, this is really cool. And I looked up the artist. I can't think of her name right now. It's Wandering Star. But she is also a musician. I really like her music, too. Okay, so let's get 3 cards. Like me, I'm also a musician. 3 cards for Gemini. We got 4 cups, Queen of Cups, and the Hermit. Okay. Well, I mean, Ace of Pentacles with Wheel of Fortune. I mean, well, let's just go Wheel of Fortune and the Wish card. Wheel of Fortune is, I always say I didn't put it on the cover of my Rock and Roll Tarot deck for no reason. I put it on there because it is the major attractor. It's one of the best cards in the tarot deck. But beyond it being, oh, it's luck and good fortune and all that good stuff, let's see what she wrote on here, because she has words as well. She says karma, destiny, that's all she put. Okay. And this says prosperity, beginnings. And then this one says happiness, vitality, optimism, joy. Okay. But the wheel is being in the right place at the right time. The wheel is aligning with divine timing. The wheel is being on course with your soul's journey, these kinds of things. So the wheel is a powerful, powerful major arcana card. And then you throw in the 9 of Cups, which is the Wish card right next to it. I mean, that's great stuff. The Wish card is simply that. It's like your wish is coming true. You have everything you want. Everything's going along. Now, Ace of Pentacles is here, so chances are it's probably tied into some kind of a financial money situation. A new beginning in money. Is it a new job? Is it a new something you've been waiting to buy or purchase, or you want to invest in, and it's coming up, or you've been... There does seem to be an element of scarcity. Hey, maybe it's my my Aries ingress reading. No, it feels almost like there's some artists that I follow and I'd love to start collecting their work, and then they put out a new painting and it's just like, oh, one of these days I'm gonna, and sometimes their work goes really quick, especially if they're really popular on the rise artist, but I look at artists like I look at bands. Like I like to see bands, catch them in a small club, when they're just starting out. And just like, oh, they're going to make it, or they're going to do big things. And I've been right about that a lot of times. I saw a lot of bands back in the day when they were just playing the clubs before they made it big. And it's so much better if you've never had that experience than seeing it. Because you go to these big arenas, and then you really are just watching it on a screen. I'm not talking about the screen of your phone, too, that aside, but they have these big screens above the stage, if you're watching, and it's like, well, I could sit home and watch it on TV if I wanted to look at a screen. But when you're you're breathing the same air in the club, and it's raw and fresh and stuff, it's really cool. But I feel that way about art, too. Like, I like to, scour Instagram for these up-and-coming artists, and I love to, you know, buy some of their pieces while they're still kind of unknown, you know. And as they put pieces out, it's like, oh, I want to get one, you know. So it feels like that, like, or maybe it's the new iPhone. I know people feel that way about the iPhone and stuff. I don't care about it. My phone is older and I'm fine with it. I'm not worried. I'm not one of those. I don't do that, but some people do. A lot of people do. They stand in line, but it feels like your wish is coming true. It could be a lot bigger than that, though, too. That's just for some people. It could be a lot bigger, because when you get Wheel and the Wish card together, this could be a long, coveted thing. Maybe some of you have been going through school because the Hermit is here. Maybe you've been using wise, you know, been under tutelage, or been, you know, listening to wise advice from somebody, you know, getting advice and downloads from people. And, you know, now there's been an element of waiting, for sure. This is divine timing. You've been waiting, and now strike while the iron's hot. I would say it's going to be around this 25th when that Uranus goes into your sign. Look out, because the Uranian energy and Wheel of Fortune are, I would say, could be very connected, for sure. Because the Wheel of Fortune could be unexpected. But again, you're not a Taurus. You know, you're a Gemini. Something unexpected comes up. You're ready. You know, let me pack a bag. I'm ready to go. Oh, I've packed my bags and it's early morn. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I'm leaving on a jet plane. I don't know when I'll be back again. Yeah, that could be. They could be like traveling too, but it's not necessarily indicated here, but that song just came through. Somebody's making you an offer with this thing, and the Queen of Cups is in it. Either they are the one, it could be anybody, it doesn't have to be female energy. It could be they are the one making the offer. You know, do you want to come work for me with this job? Do you want to, I've got this something I'm selling, and it's been something you've been looking for. Or even like what they're showing me, because I keep feeling like you might be acquiring something, like I'm saying, like acquiring art or something. Maybe you're going to come upon some kind of thing at a garage sale if you do that kind of a thing, or a estate sale, and you've been looking for that thing, and then you find it. You know, by being in the right place at the right time, you find it. And maybe this is the person holding the estate sale or whatever, but it feels more like deliberately. It could be a realtor. Maybe you find that perfect home if you've been looking for it. This feels like this person is definitely like part of it. They're making the offer, or they're facilitating the offer, or they are, I don't know, they're just involved in it. Now, it's water sign energy. Is there any big water sign things happening this month? Not necessarily. Okay, so, but the water sign person could be the Scorpio, the Cancer, or the Pisces person. I mean, we will have water sign moons. There'll be a few of them this month. It's not like nothing's happening, but none of the big events are going to be in water. But boy, with Wish card and Wheel of Fortune, something is really up here. And you've been waiting around and looking around here for a while on this. And it's just going to pop up, whatever it is. An opportunity for you to, a wish for you to come true is going to pop up. My guides just said, as if out of thin air. Okay, let's go ahead and get your animal totem. Pig. Pig is really good. Pig is very much an abundance card. Pig is like Jupiter, I think of it as. Okay, Pig is tenacious, steadfast, bold, independent, bringer of luck, prosperity, wealth. Feast and celebrate in gratitude, prolific creation, a time of great fertility. Yes. So with, I mean, again, this whole lineup here. Wheel of Fortune, Nine of Cups, Pig, that's all really, really abundant. A lot of abundance. Okay, let's get our... Some of you are going to get another pet. Oh, this flew up. There's a few of them. It says birth and party. Somebody might be pregnant. I'll put them both out. I'm seeing this like he's sniffing them. Like when you first get a new pet, you know, you have to hear you sniff each other. Somebody's going to, might not be a pig. It might be, I mean, maybe it's a pig. I'm not saying it couldn't be. It could be. But it feels more like it's... you know, whatever, another pet. And this is a larger pet, and you're holding the smaller pet for somebody out there, and you're introducing the pets together. Okay, so party is gift, gala, celebration. A whirlwind of festivities, a fun event, party, or doings. Your social calendar is full and you're having a blast. Well, that's you. You know, you're very sociable, Geminis. You and Leos are, and Libras too, are very sociable. We all need some fun and frivolity in our lives, and the party card is a reminder of just that. While this card may be more of a general mood or tone, it also refers to a specific event, a birthday, anniversary, holiday, or other date of significance. If so, this event may be the time frame in which what you are seeking will appear. Sometimes this card, it may have an element of surprise. An unexpected gift may be heading your way. Well, surprise with the Wheel of Fortune, like I said, and Uranus is surprise. And then the birth card is here too, which is just, it's like it's an ace. I don't have 4 different aces. It's like the ace of this, I've condensed a lot of this when I created this deck. Condensed a lot, because there's a lot of redundancy in the tarot, so I condensed things down. But birth, creation, beginnings, pregnancy, ideas are hatching all around, new life is springing forth. The birth card can represent the season of spring, which of course we are in the Northern Hemisphere in spring, or perhaps just something new being birthed into your life. The idea or project may still be in the incubation period, just beneath the surface, ready to burst forth into the world at any moment, or it may be ready to launch at this time that the card is drawn. In some cases, the new beginning may be happening unbeknownst to the seeker, possibly behind the scenes. If so, know that something new may be making an appearance very soon. That could be the Hermit too. Somebody may be thinking about if they're going to offer you the job, and then you're going to hear that you offer the job. Now, there's a whole bunch of, in April, there's Easter and Passover, and, depending on what you celebrate, there's a ton of different, like, holidays and stuff going on here. Orthodox Easter, regular, Christian Easter, Good Friday, Passover, all this stuff. There's all these different kinds of, there's a lot of holidays in this time frame. And some of these are pretty much Western. There's a bunch of them, other ones too, right? So, this is a celebratory time. But I think you might have something more to celebrate beyond just the holiday or whatever it is. Or is it a friend's birthday too? It could be something like that. One of your kids' birthdays. You're going to get a pet for somebody. All right, let's go ahead and get the lots of love, which might or may not pertain to love soulmate. So this person is a soulmate. And again, soulmates are not just our lovers. Soulmates are the people like to show up with these opportunities that help us out. Friends, different things. Okay, let's go ahead and get, it says Shirley. So that's a yes. And this person could be named Shirley, spelled S-H-I-R-L-E-Y. Finally, we have what goes around comes around. Well, yeah, that's kind of like a, they're going to get theirs. What goes around comes around. But right away, what I thought of was the wheel. That's the cycle of life. What goes around comes around. If an opportunity got away from you, it's going to come back. It circles back around. Everything in astrology and in life, we're rotating on an Earth that goes in cycles. So everything is cyclical. And this is the time when the wheel is up, because you can't always be up. The wheel goes up, the wheel goes down. It's up and down all over the place. Up and down, you're turning me. So you're in a time when it's going up, and that Uranus, with the Uranus there, that's going to even take it, talk about going up, that's going to be going way up, with the Uranian energy. Okay, let me get these cards picked up. Hey, Gemini, if you want to look into this and how actually that Uranus is going to affect you and all your planets and everything for the upcoming season and beyond, it's not limited to just this season, because the eclipses are for the reaching. A lot of this stuff is for the reaching. Head over to my website and get your Aries ingress reading. Great price for what you get. You get the ingress and the seasonal and all the astrology and the eclipses, so check it out. All right, next we're going to take a look at the sign of Cancer. Hello, Cancer, Sun, Rising, Moon. This is going to be, or cross watchers, whoever's watching. If you get a message, I hope you do. Watch your Sun, Rising, and Moon for sure, though. And then let's go ahead and shuffle these and get 3 cards for our Cancer friends for April 2025. You have the Nine of Pentacles, the Nine, oh, it's a Four of Swords. That was a Nine of Swords. And the Seven of Wands. Okay. I had something to tell you, but then that threw me off. I was thought of something there. Oh, the Uranus, it's moving into your 12th house. I'll probably do a whole video on it. But don't be surprised if people from the past and situations from the past all of a sudden start popping up over the next few years. Okay, let's go ahead and get 3 cards more for our Cancer Sun, Rising, Moons. Got the Knight of Fire, Knight of Wands. Nine of, oh, that's not, I thought this was a 7, similar. 9 of Wands, not 7 of Wands. I thought we had a repeater. And then we have the 6 of Rods. So you got rods, you know, wands, rods, same difference. And that is about struggle, growth. It's putting in effort. The Four of Swords is like, you know, you feel like you're drained, you're tired, you can't go on. Or, you know, you just need a break or something. But it's time to come out of your shell right now. There is it's like a giving birth kind of a thing. There can be, and there probably is, some struggle that is going on here. There is some struggle. But what is it leading to? It's leading to 9 of Pentacles and 6 of Wands. So, I mean, well, I think more than anything, it's leading to the 6 of Wands. This struggle will be worth it. This struggle is not going to be for naught. You know, it's not going to be for no reason. It's not going to be like, oh, I have to do all this struggle and then I'm just, you know, exhausted and I can't. Don't quit right before the miracle. Like, oh, you're at the finish line is what I want to say. You're right at the finish line. You need to give that little extra push, like you're giving birth. You know, you have to really do that push at the end to give birth and for this to come out in this glorious, victorious, wondrous, you know, 6 of Rods. This is wonderful energy of great victory, triumph, everything like I said. Now we've got this Knight of Fire here. So we will be in fire sign. The rods are all fire. But we will be in a fire sign of Aries up until the 19th, okay? So this is that fire energy. This is a time to push. Now that makes a square to your energy. And squares can be pushy too. That can happen as well. Now if you're Cancer rising in particular, because we're in the cardinal cross time frames, you know, you, Capricorn, Aries, Libra, got a cross, right? And this one is coming up here out of the Aries. If you're Cancer rising, this is a career, it could be career related. 9 of Pentacles was the first card out, and 9 of Pentacles usually means, you know, it's financial stability, it's standing on your own 2 feet, it's having this financial stability and feeling strong. It almost feels like for some you may not want to risk it. You may be saying, you know what, I'm doing good where I'm at. I don't need to, I'm just going to stay here where I'm at and ride it out. I don't need to make any big changes right now. But beyond what I was talking about, the squares when the astrology, here's the other thing, you have Jupiter in your sign until June, till the end of June. And if you were ever going to make a move or make a change, you'd want to do it when Jupiter's in your sign because it's going to lead you to the best thing. It brings the luck, the abundance, the most... people are attracted to you. You're going to get the most bang for your buck. You're going to get the best of both worlds is what my guides are saying. You're going to get the best out of it. So this, well, it's up to you, and it's going to be different for everybody. But if you want to put in the effort, you're going to come out on the other side. There's victory waiting for you on the other side. But it's going to require effort, no doubt about it. But there's also somebody here to help. Some of you may be really, this may be the bearer of the news. You know, this may be the person that's like saying, come on, Cancer, we've got this great idea. What do you think? What do you think? And you might be like, oh, I'm just too tired to do one more thing. But you feel like, or maybe he's a BSer, you know, he's telling lies, or you don't believe him. Him, they, anybody. And actually, it might be worth it. Of course, do your due diligence, do your research, because it's going to be different for everyone. But let me get your animal totem for Cancer, Sun, Rising, Moon. We got the hawk. See, the hawk has got his eye on the prize. The hawk is like not laying down and sleeping, okay? The hawk is ready to act. Okay, let's read it. Perched high above, you peer down on the world below. Zero in on your target, then act swiftly with a mighty force. You have the ability to soar to vast heights. Yeah, you do. This is true. I will agree with that wholeheartedly. Wholehearted. Oh, what is that? Wholehearted. Let me get the. I keep wanting to say Animal Totem. Of course, these are my own cards. I can't even think of the name of them. Holy HAMSA. Holy HAMSA card. Ooh, the Vortex. This is one of the higher cards. See, my deck is kind of like the Major Arcana. You start with Birth, and then you get more and more advanced until you get to Nirvana as the final card. But the Vortex is a higher card, too. It's one of the last cards in my deck. It's card number 47. Of course, I'm still on Birth up here, so I have to go all the way through the booklet. Now, this is a booklet that I wrote. I'm not just reading from the book. I drew this, hand drew all these cards, and I wrote the booklet. Okay, 47, Portal, Gateway, Opening. In the darkness, there is always a doorway into the light, a crack in the universe, a gateway to discovery and enlightenment. The vortex is a powerful portal of change, pulling you into its energetic force field. You are compelled to merge with its turbulent resonance. Ooh, turbulent resonance. I like that band name. I can't believe I don't have that as a band name already. I might. Up to see in a minute. Once you enter, there is no turning back. Things may be chaotic for a time, but it's just a reorganization of atoms and molecules during this paradigm shift. Well, that's some big stuff. Paradigm shift is big. I'm going to have to just write that on my band list, saying turbulent resonance. That'd be really cool. I may already have it, but that would be really cool for like a fusion band, you know? Well, I mean, maybe somebody's listening who's a jazz musician, you might take it. But hey, if I've said it publicly, I guess. But I have a long list of band names. Let me see here. Let's see here, because I have some that are sort of jokey names. Like if I decide to do a cover band again. I see it here. I don't see it, but I know where I want to put it right here. Turbulent resonance. Turbulent resonance. Okay. Thanks for your patience, Cancer. Because if I don't do it, I'll forget. I'll be like, what was I going to write down? What was I talking about? Because I'm kind of not in my head when I'm doing these readings. I'm in my other brain. Almost it's the same way that the creativity works, you know. Certain sides of the brain activate certain kinds of... One is logic and math, and then the other is creativity and all that stuff. But Cancer, Sun, Rising, Moon, lots of love, which may or may not pertain to love. It says warm. Well, with all this fire energy, that's, you'd be warm, but warm up to that person. At least give them a shot. At least listen to what they have to say. Lots of answers. It says someday. Someday we'll be together. Oh, yes, we will. All right, next we're going to look at the last one. Lots of proverb. It says, the early bird catches the worm. It's interesting too because the hawk is the day. There's the day and the night of these different raptors, and like the owl is the night, and then the hawk is the day part of it. So it could be talking about just getting up earlier because she's sleeping too. Don't sleep the day away. Although who am I talking? I'm a night person. Always have been. But this is a time when maybe you want to get up early. The early bird catches the worm. Maybe you need to get out and be in the sunlight more in the mornings. Be out in nature, in the sunlight. Something about the day is connecting me with this. And the early bird. And we've got the bird on here. Well, she's got a bird too. And she's got a bird, and she's standing there in front of a pile of money. So... Yeah, that she's caught that worm. She's caught a lot of them. Yeah. Well, that's like too with fishing. If anybody's a fisher, I grew up fishing. My dad was a fisher. We used to go. He had a boat, and he had several boats, not at the same time, but he started with a little boat, and he got bigger and bigger to the houseboat he had. But it was mostly that he used to use it with his buddies to go out fishing and drinking, really, partying and fishing. But I was raised with that. I've been fishing many times in my life. And yeah, you got, if you don't get up early, you don't catch the fish. You know, you're pretty much wasting your time. For some reason, I'm not sure what it is, but they're more active in the morning. So could be something about morning, but it also could be like, don't delay. Don't snooze by. Like if this guy's saying, come on, we got to act, this opportunity is going to go. Again, of course, do your due diligence, do the research, but if you wait too long, the opportunity could pass you by, I want to say. All right, well, Cancer, if you want to look into it more, I mean, this is a big, this Aries ingress reading, again, for this week. If you haven't got yours, you can get it on that. But also, I do offer all kinds of other readings, so even if you want just a tarot reading. The reason I'm pushing this so much is because you just get so much bang for your buck. You get the whole season of the upcoming season, and then I also threw in the eclipses. So it's a really good offer. That's the only reason I keep bringing it up. But I have other readings on my site too. If you're interested, go ahead and make sure you're looking at my website, not some rando on social media. Okay. And then next we're going to move on to the sign of Leo. Hello Leo, this is going to be your reading for April of 2026. This is the big read. I do some smaller ones during the month, but this is the main reading. Oops. Justice flew out. Let's go ahead and do the cut. We've got Justice, we've got Page of Swords, and we've got Two of Pentacles. Let's do the bottom row, 3 more cards from the Hanson Roberts. And it's going to be 3 more cards for Leo, Sun, Rising, Moon. 1, 2, 3. King of Cups, the Emperor, and Queen of Pentacles. You got people. Look at all these people. Look at all the lovely people. Well, actually, it's just a page, but they all depict people. They're all depicting these people. That's what stood out to me right away. So, well, in typical Leo fashion, you're probably going to be socializing and being around people quite a bit. So we have the Page of Swords here. Let's do the top row first, because we've got the Page of Swords, news coming with air energy. So that could very well be this Uranus going into Gemini on the after the 25th. That could be the air energy, and that could be bringing in the news, because the pages are they're the messengers. All the young dudes carry the news. And Two of Pentacles, there's something about some kind of a money thing. Maybe that was out of balance. It could be that we need a loan. It could be that maybe you're sharing expenses, or there might be 2 people who are investors, or 2 people that are deciding, making a decision for you, if it is some kind of like a job or even a legal matter, because justice usually is some sort of legal matter. But it may be, if you do have some big legal thing looming, that could be as well. But it could also just be having to do with signing a contract or something. It does feel like you're dealing with 2 people, though, at least, because neither of these people are you. We have the King of Cups, which could be a water sign person, a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, a water sign, probably a male energy. And then we have the the Queen of Pentacles, who is a earth sign energy, Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. So, and it's a male and a female. It could be anybody, but I kind of feel like it is like they are a couple. Like they are a couple, and they're going to recommend you to the Emperor. So there may be a married couple or a work partnership or something like this. The Emperor does seem to be the one yielding the power, or carrying out the justice. They're even saying carrying out the justice, the one who is making the decision or has final say-so, maybe not making the decision completely, but they have the power, or they're going to be doing the final decision, is what I keep wanting to say. They have the weight. Their power carries the most weight, or their decision or their input or their thoughts on the matter carries the most impact or the most weight than anybody else. Sorry, I'm trying to find my little wheel here. I have this one, but I wanted the little one. I was just looking to see, because you're Leo here, we don't have anything moving into earth or water. I mean, this could be, we might be talking a little ways down the road here. We might be talking like, well, actually I take that back, because the sun is moving into Taurus on the 19th. So it could be something after that time frame for some. But there's things that are being sorted out with money and finances, and it feels like there's a lot, there might be a lot of hands in the pot, like a lot of people want a piece of it, or a lot of people are part of it. Like it could even be like a class action lawsuit for some, with the legal thing showing up there. It might be a class action suit, but there's a lot of cooks in the pot here. But it feels like it's going to be coming, there's potential for it to be coming to some sort of satisfactory conclusion or resolution for you this month, or it may be coming to where at least you know where you stand. Let's put it that way. At least you know where you stand. At least you know the decisions are made, the decisions have been rendered, who's getting the money, how the funds are going to be allocated. It could even be maybe if there's some kind of a grant or an endowment, where, or even a will or an estate, you know, where are all the funds going? And I do also want to say, Leo, I feel like you will be happy with the decision. It's not going to be disappointing for you. It just feels like there's a lot of different people that it has to go through for approval or different things. So let's go ahead and get the animal totem for Leo Sun, Rising, Moon. Dragonfly. Well, Dragonfly is very good vibes too. I mean, it's high dimensional energy. It's like, you know, it's, what I want to say about this is try not to get too much in your head about it or worried. Maybe try to go, to, you know, talk to your guides and angels, because I feel like the gears are turning. The wheels are already turning for whatever this is over here. So things are in gear, things are in turning, things are moving, and you worrying or even trying to stick your nose in it almost, I want to say, isn't going to help it. Instead, go for these higher vibes. It can't hurt, right? Even if you're like, oh, that's a bunch of BS. It can't hurt, you know, or praying, even whatever your beliefs are. But Dragonfly is very high energy, inhabiting two worlds at once, air and water, day and night. Multidimensional travelers bring healing and light, protectors of the realm, lifting the veil of consciousness. Yeah, going to that higher consciousness realm. Or just maybe going and doing that just to get your mind off of it, because your mind's really been on it. Because it feels like, it feels kind of heavy and burdensome, I'll be honest. But also, again, I want to say that it's winding down. Things are coming to a resolution at this time. Okay, let's get our animal, or our holy HAMSA, excuse me, attract. Yeah, that's the law of attraction. What do you want to attract? Using this higher vibes, like I was saying, going that route, and don't worry so much about, well, how's it going to happen? You know, the devil's in the details. But in a way of like, well, that's for them to figure out. That's for them to worry about. You're just worrying about where you're going, what you're attracting. Here's the keywords are beckon, invoke, and magnetism. The law of attraction is at work in your life. We are all powerful attractors, creating our reality with every thought, action, and deed. Be mindful and deliberate in what you're sending out, for it will return back to you in threefold. Your energetic frequencies determine what you can attract into your field of resonance. Dial into the highest frequencies available to you at any given moment, and all the while fine-tuning what you want to do or not to do and what you want in your field. Staying aware of these subtle magnetisms, staying aware of these subtleties magnetizes our best life to us all. Yeah, magnetizing our best life. Yeah, they're going to be talking and up and down, and things are in flux. That's what I really want to say to you. Things are in flux. So try to find that space where you can just be kind of on an even keel and optimistic and manifesting the best, because that's definitely a possibility. And it does feel like, again, things are winding down. Okay, let me go ahead and get your love reading. I mean, your love, whether it means love or not, outgoing. So that's you. You are outgoing. Next we have lots of answers. It says agree. They're going to come to an agreement. That's basically what I've been saying here right along. And then thirdly, we have nothing ventured, nothing gained. Yeah, I feel like for some you might be thinking, like, was this even all worth it? Why did I even get involved in this? This is just so much chaos and this and that. Why is it even worth it for me? And the answer is yes. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. And there will be some gain or a resolution that you'll be happy with. It will have been worth your while in the end. So just hang in there, Leo. Try to take that high road. Try to stay in the high vibes. If you're not represented, maybe you need to be too. That's another thing with all these people. Maybe you should be interviewing lawyers or representation or people that can help you. All right, well, thanks for tuning in, Leo. If you want to get into some more details, devil's in the details, then you can definitely head over my website. The Aries Ingress will be available, which is the seasonal reading. It'll be available till the end of the first week of April. Till like the 5th or 6th, whatever, that weekend there. And then otherwise I do have other readings available too, but this you really get a lot for that one. It's very detailed and there's a lot to it. So if you're interested in any of that or all of the above, always through my website. That's the only way to do it. And next we're going to look at the sign of Virgo. Hello Virgo, this is going to be your April of 2026 tarot and oracle card reading. Let's see what we have for the first 3 cards for our Virgo friends, Sun, Rising, Moon, for April. It's just only one card, King of Pentacles. These cards are very thick, a very thick cardstock. The Creator again. This I always forget that that's in there. I should pull it out maybe, but and 4 of Swords. Like look, this card. Well, it has 4 missing, but look at the difference. These both contain 78 cards, both of these decks. And look how thick it is to this. And this isn't thin. This is good cardstock too. I mean, they've got this really thick cardstock on these. Okay, so let's go ahead and get 3 more cards for Virgo. Sun, Rising, Moon, anybody with prominent Virgo in my... I was almost going to say in my life. And you know when I was saying that, well, you got the Page of Rods, King of Cups, and 10 of Pentacles. When I was saying that, I know it's always on TV this time of year, the 10 Commandments movie, but I was flashing on that. I was flashing on the famous one with Charlton Heston. You know, I know there's been more than one version of it, but the Charlton Heston one that they show, for some reason I was flashing on that. So I'm not sure, I mean, it might not even be the same everywhere. But that's usually on regular broadcast television every year, you know, around these holidays in the spring here. So maybe it's even the night that's going to be on. I mean, let me just look. But maybe it's deeper than that. But let me just see. When is that going to be on? 10 Commandments movie airing 2026. Saturday, April 4th. That's when it's the 70th anniversary. Wow. 4K restoration will also be in theaters March 31st through April 2nd. See, I didn't know anything about any of that. So there could be information on all that. 70th anniversary. Maybe you want to go see the restored version at the theaters, or March 31st through whatever date that was. Like, you know, I've already forgotten what I said, but that was flashing in my head for some reason there. So let's look up the cards you have, Virgo, anyway. So you've got the King of Pentacles. That's a representation of you. The King is always the person that's more mature, who's in control. And you are the creator. You might need a little rest. I mean, usually this card says you need a little bit of rest. You've been working. But I feel like news is coming in the time of fire, which we're in the time of fire now. And we will be up until the 19th. And we also have an Aries new moon, which is a fire thing too. A fire sign event, you know, in this month. And that's on the 17th. News is coming. That's whatever you've been working, whatever you've been creating, trying to create. Here's you. Visionary. Reliable, visionary, generous is the words that she has. It's going to manifest. Through the King of Cups is showing as well. So King of Cups is water energy. Of course, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. But I also just feel, well, you know, it's creative. You know, the King of Cups is creative. The King of Cups is emotionally mature. The King of Cups, whatever this is, there's an emotional attraction and attachment to it. So it could be like, because 10 of Pentacles is nice. That's the big money card. That is the most money. It has to do with multi-generational money. It has to do with big time finances, money, these types of things. So it could be property too. So if some of you are looking to buy or sell a home, you could get the news. This guy has an emotional, or this person has an emotional attachment to this. I want to say they've got to have it. That's what I want to say. But that all to your benefit here. So what it's like whatever you're selling. Maybe it's a house or property or a big ticket item, but maybe it's your wares or your ideas or whatever, whatever you're putting forth into the world, whatever you've created. You're going to get the news and they love it. They love it and they've got to have it, okay? So whatever it is, there's a potential for big profit. And then maybe, it's a job well done. When I look at this card, the Four of Swords, I see a job well done. Because Virgo, you're not somebody that's going to sit around and rest on your laurels. Virgo, you're always working. You're always on the move. You're always planning your next move. Maybe this could be an indication that maybe you could just take a pause for the cause here and just kind of, enjoy the fruits of your labor. Take time to smell the roses or smell the purple flowers over here, or of these purple irises or something. I always look at the flowers of what they are. Yeah, baby purple irises. Those come up in May, if I'm not mistaken. Well, in my area. They might be different in different areas that you live in. Those could even be amaryllis, too. But, maybe when the purple flowers. The purple is also your third eye chakra. It's our psychic center. It's between our eyes there, that spot between our eyes. Maybe you need to work on that chakra a little more and get some dream time in too. Maybe your spirit guides are trying to come through there. Whatever the case, you can take a well-deserved break. You're going to get a well-deserved reward that you've been working really hard for. I mean, maybe even to the point of exhaustion. I know, Virgo, sometimes you will do that. You will work yourselves to the point of exhaustion. Okay, let's go ahead and get a animal totem card. This is for Virgo Sun, Rising, Moon. You've got the grasshopper. Things can be leaping forward when the grasshopper shows up. And here's the other thing. And the sun, the light is changing because I always sit by the window. I need to have my sunshine. That's why grasshoppers leap from one thing to another. They want to be in the sun. They leap to another place so they can bask in the sunlight. But it also can talk about big leaps happening, big changes happening. And it could be the aftermath of that eclipse, too. You did have an eclipse in your sign here just last month. So it could be the aftermath of the eclipse, because the eclipses, that's why I included the eclipses in that special reading I'm offering, only for a week in this month. But because the eclipses are far-reaching too. It's not none of this stuff that I'm offering in this Aries ingress is one and done, okay? It's an ongoing impact and influence. Okay, health, blessings, fertility, the gift of song. Inspired creation reveals your true spirit. Reincarnation, discovering your soul path. Advancement by leaps and bounds. There you go. Ten of Pentacles. Advancement by leaps and bounds. All right, let's go ahead and get the animal, or it's not the animal totem, the Holy HAMSA card for Virgo. We've got fire. Well, fire is showing up down here too, in this Page of Wands. I talked about the fire energy that we're in up until the 18th, and then when we do have that new moon in Aries. But it's basically just the fire element in astrology, mostly. Okay, spark, passion, desire. Turn that spark into a flame, lighting a fire under your butt. Fire can cook your food, bring you warmth, and light the way to your deepest desires. Follow your passions when you see the fire card. There is an excitement and anticipation crackling in the air. Cast your hopes and dreams into the flame and allow the burnt ashes to carry them into the ethers of the world beyond. In astrology, these fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. This card may represent people born under one of those signs, or as a timing card, it may represent when the sun, moon, or other planets are in this sign. Well, that's what we're talking about. And there's this big lineup in Aries energy. And even on the 19th, even after the sun moves into Taurus, there's still this big stellium in Aries. So, but this looks like it's working in your favor. So that's the good news. It's working in your favor. You're going to get things done. There's going to be some financial rewards. There's some kind of a big leap that you're going to take. Or it could even be advising you to take that leap. Give it that shot. Give it that one last push there, Virgo. Okay. Lots of, this is the lots of answers, plainly. So that's a yes. Lots of love, whether it pertains to love or not. I'm going to have to do something about that sun blocking it out, something. Dating. So maybe somebody you're dating. This could be somebody you're dating who is, helping you. calls you up and says, hey, Virgo, guess what? I heard about somebody who's wanting to hire you or looking to buy or rent that house or wants to sell this house cheap, and you can have it with the, if you put the work in, you know, whatever it might be. Lastly, we have the lots of proverb. It says, be the change you wish to see. Yeah. Well, that's basically lead by example. You know, and Virgo, you do that. You know, you do walk your talk. You are not somebody who is, you know, talks out one side of their mouth, like both sides of their mouth or something. I forget how that expression goes. But basically is a bullshitter, you know. You're usually not the bullshitters of the zodiac. That's more the Geminis and certain other signs, mostly Geminis. But hey, I love my Geminis. I'm not knocking them, but if anybody's a bullshitter, it could be a Gemini. But anyways, so yeah, it looks really good. I feel like you're going to get your reward. There's going to be news coming. There's another person in play, but they are definitely favor. They favor you, okay? And favor, and I want to say favorite is coming through. So you are a favorite. And if there's any kind of thing where there's competing for a job, perhaps, or things like that. All right, Virgo, well, if you want to check your rising and moon if this doesn't resonate, but also you want to dive into a more personal reading, I have various readings available, but right now that special is about expiring with this spring seasonal reading of the Aries Ingress. It's pretty in-depth, and it's pretty cool. And it's astrology, too, which is a little bit of a different take, a different way to go about it. But, I mean, you know, I am psychic. I've been reading professionally, if you missed the intro, for over 30 years, going on probably 40 years in here. So, you know, it's whatever. Half a dozen of one, six of the other. I use it all. Whatever. I hope you enjoyed this. Check your sun, rising, and moon. And check my channel for more videos. And I have Patreon and personal readings. Next, we're going to look at Libra. Well, Libra, it's your full moon kicking off the month, and the spotlight is on you. There's a full moon in your sign. I'm here. I see a bad moon rising. I see the trouble up ahead. I hope I'm not going to knock everything down. I've got all kinds of stuff here. So I actually broke out some lights. I was trying to use some lights to avoid these lighting problems, but the sun is coming through. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. I said, it's all right. Well, I think that's going to be a little better, hopefully. All right, so yeah, we're kicking off the month on the 1st with the Libra, with the full moon in your sign. You get the one new moon, the one full moon every year. So it's very powerful. It's a culmination. It could be a culmination of things, your intentions that you set forth around your birthday time. It could be a big aha moment where you see the light. I see. I keep hearing, there's a song, I Saw the Light, too. But I keep hearing that bad moon rising. So hopefully, I don't know what, that's not, the lyrics are not great on that. It's I see trouble up ahead. Don't go out tonight. Well, you know, that's going to be up to your discretion. That'll be on a case-by-case basis. I'm not saying don't go out for your birthday. Well, it's not your birthday, but for your full moon. But let's just see what the cards have to say. It is impactful. It is important. It's a good time to start a cleansing. It's a good time to start a diet or anything you want to release. So it is powerful. It is good. It is powerful energy that you can work with. Let's put it that way. So you have 4 of Pentacles. And next you have the Page of Wands. And then thirdly, you have the 9 of Wands. Fire energy again. Well, we're getting a lot of fire energy, but I mean, it's really not surprising because there is fire energy, afoot. We are in Aries season. There will be a new moon in Aries. There's big stelliums lining up in Aries. So, you know, it is Aries time frame. Okay, let's go ahead and get 3 cards for Libra. From the Hanson Roberts, we have the 2 of Cups soulmate card, followed by the Queen of Cups, and finally the 6 of Wands, triumph and victory. So you will be victorious in the end. You will. Somebody else had a very similar reading where they had wands, like struggle and wands and things they had to work through, but then they ended up with the 6 of Wands in this exact same spot here. So in the end, yes, you will be triumphant. You will be victorious. Things will be worked out. The full moon could actually show you that. Things could be illuminated and show you how how things can be worked out. There's definitely a big major soulmate relationship in here too with this Queen of Cups. Now, because of these collective readings are for so many people, you know, the Queen of Cups could be anybody. So it could be but it's water sign energy. So a person who is a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, a water sign, but also somebody who's intuitive, creative, these types of things. It's a soulmate relationship on whatever level. So soulmates, you know, typically we think of soulmate energy as, you know, it's our romantic partner and all that stuff. But it could also be, you know, you have soulmates on all kinds of levels. Your best friend, even your worst enemy, people who call you and hire you for the job, people who help you. You know, we have these soulmates that come into our lives in all different forms. They're not all of them are our lovers. You know, because honestly, the rest of this seems to be a lot of financial outlook stuff with the Four of Pentacles, Page of Wands, news coming about some kind of money, investments type of thing. Nine of Wands, you might be a little bit skeptical or on the fence about it, but it turns out to be a blessing and a good thing. If you are in a long-term relationship, if you're currently coupled, this could be something for your partner. Maybe your partner, maybe the two of you are like, well, let's figure out how we're going to, you know, the money going forward and this and that. And then the partner gets some kind of raise or promotion, and that helps the both of you. It could be like that. Or this is some kind of a major coup for your partner. Because after all, Libra, the full moon it involves both sides of it. And we have all this stuff in Aries. I put this light thing up and I don't have my wheel, but take my word for it. Here's my wheel. I can grab it. It's behind here. Here, take my word for it, because here you go. Here's Libra. Your opposite sign is Aries. So therefore, that means that this is your house of partnerships. So it could be it's highly, not highly likely necessarily, but it wouldn't be out of the ordinary. It wouldn't be a big stretch to say that it could be something to do with partnerships. Okay, let's get your animal totem for our Libra Sun, Rising, Moon. Anybody who has Libra in their chart. I'm hearing hello, Dolly. Well, hello, Dolly. Looking good, Dolly. It's so great to have you back where you belong. Okay, loyal companion, protector, ally, immense capacity for unconditional love, service to the pack, a group incarnation. To have friends, you must be a friend. But that's confirming that this could be a friendship too. And also the other, because all this stuff like I just showed you, so here's the full moon in your sign, yes, but everything, like most of the planets are in your opposite sign of Aries. So that's the other. That's the other people. It's not you. First house is you. It's the other people. Okay, so interacting with other people, but maybe to your benefit, and soulmate energy too. If you're looking for love, you could meet somebody through like a larger group, I want to say, or even through a work thing, or a friend's work thing. Maybe this is just a friend, and they're going, oh, I got this work thing party, I got to go. You want to come along? Just go for the go for the hell of it. Okay, card for our Libras. We got the home. Home is where the heart is. Yeah, this often talks about moving, or well, let's see. It's card number 30. By the way, if you're not familiar, these are my indie decks that I've drawn and created. Some of them, these two are, and they're available to work with if you want to support indie deck creators. Plus, I've poured all my years of experience into creating this deck, and we only need 50 cards, not 78 cards, to express different things. And it includes modern day things like money and stuff that they didn't have back in these days. Okay, so here we go. The lair, haven, sanctuary. We all need a place to call home, whether it is a brick and mortar building or simply a state of being. A place that is filled with love and good fortune for all who dwell there. If you have been wanting to move, this card may denote just that. A change for the better in your living situation is indicated. In some cases, you may be moving in with a partner or building a love nest. Okay, there you go. A sense of contentment and peace fills your heart as you lay your head down at night. Okay, let's go ahead and get the lots of love, whether it pertains to love or not. Laughter. Well, that's always been a thing for me. If I need somebody I can have a laugh with. Like, my kids always say, their father and I, we split up when they were pretty young. So they don't really have a lot of memories of us together, I guess. But we're so different now. We split up, and then we definitely, we're very different people, you know. But my kids always say, "How are you and Dad ever together?" And I always say the same thing. He made me laugh. You know, he made me laugh. That's how he won me over. You know, so laughter is important. Okay, next. It says unknown. I heard that when I pulled that. I heard the unknown soldier. You know, when what they're showing me is like DNA and stuff. For somebody out there, you could find out, because there's all these things now where we can trace the DNA. You may find out maybe an unknown soldier, or maybe even some other, I don't know, military something. I'm feeling like, I don't know, like through your DNA, it may turn up some long-lost relative or some long-lost, you know, kind of genealogy thing for somebody out there. Okay, let's see, last one, lots of answers. There's no accounting for taste. Yeah, so don't worry. If somebody doesn't like your work or doesn't like you, then so be it. Or if you think somebody else's house is really tacky decorated, then don't worry about it. To each their own. That's why I'm always looking. I've been wanting to move forever, but I'm always checking, you know, Zillow all the time, the real estate listings, and that gets me too when they're showing their little decorations. You know, they're zoomed in like, oh, look, I have this little tchotchke shelf. You know, nobody gives a crap about your junky little displays. I'm sorry to tell you. They want to see how their stuff's going to look in the space. So if you zoom out and show the whole room, don't show your little decorations and stuff, because whoever's going to live there is not. I'm sorry if it hurts your feelings, but they're not going to keep it. You know, they're going to make it their place. So, anyways, that's just my little side note. That's one of the things that bugs me so bad when these realtors take these photos. You know, I don't want to see their little statue collection. You know, I want to see what the room looks like. Okay. Okay, well, hey Libra, it's your full moon, so, you know, a lot could happen. Things could come to light. It's a good time to release. A lot of things are in the other person's, you know, it's going to be about the other and where you stand in that, you know, your own, it's what's reflecting back to you as to where you stand. You could be working with some loyal friends and good people, maybe even meeting at the dog park or something. All right, Libra, if you want to get in on that Aries ingress, we can dive into more, but I have other readings available as well on my website. Always happy to hear from everyone. Through my website only, don't be fooled by imposters. As soon as I get a drink of water, we're going to dive into Scorpio. All right, hello, Scorpio. Well, Uranus is changing signs. You know, it's moving into an air sign, which isn't really your jam. And, you know, things are moving into air and fire, which is not really your element. But everybody's going to work with the energy however they're going to work with it. So let's go ahead and get three cards here for Scorpio, Sun, Rising, Moon. We've got the Tower, big changes. Four of Cups. And Four of Pentacles. Okay, double fours. Well, this is the 4th month of April too, isn't it? Maybe April 4th, because that would be 4-4, right? Because you got 4-4. Okay, let's go ahead. This is the happiest looking Tower card I've ever seen. Look how happy it is. Well, not happy, but it's so, you know, it doesn't look so disastrous. And I like this card too because there's still new growth coming up from the bottom, you know. Sometimes we need a Tower moment to really, you know, see what's going on. Let's get 3 more cards to clarify for Scorpio, Sun, Rising, Moon. Anybody who has prominent Scorpio. I've got the 2 of Cups, the Soulmate card. Oops. Stuck to my finger there. King of Swords. And the Temperance. So, this King of Swords is a soulmate to you on whatever level. Could be... I'm getting a headache from this light. It's kind of shining in my eyes. I'm going to have to move it over here. Hopefully it's still going to be okay. And I'll turn it down a little as a way to point it down. Yeah, these LED lights are not my friend. I don't do well with them. Yeah, I'm getting a headache. I have to move it. Okay, so it's going to have to be like that. You can still see. Maybe move it back even a little further. And of course, some of my cards are falling on the ground. Hold on. But you know, this is a soulmate. Maybe I don't even need it, really. Do I need it? Let's just turn it off. How's that? We don't need it. So that's giving me a headache. I'm sure that's what's causing it. Okay. Anyway, so there's a soulmate here who can help. Who can help put things into perspective here with this Temperance card. It's somebody that you could work really well with, too. But also somebody who wants to be fair. Wants to help you be treated fairly. Wants to help you come out of whatever this Tower moment. It could often the King of Swords can be an attorney or somebody affiliated with legal matters, okay? But Tower is this big shakeup, this big, this big shocker. I want to say for some that this came on the heels of these eclipses. This is the aftermath of the eclipses. So here's this big thing, this big shakedown or this big shake up that happened. And then now you're sitting there like, okay, well that happened. You're sitting here like, well, what am I going to do? And you're weighing your options. You're looking over the various options. What does she say? Yearning, disillusion, boredom. Yeah, I don't feel that in this instance. But the right answer is going to come out of the cloud, come out of from the universe. Maybe because Scorpios, many of you are very intuitive. So it could be like coming to you from the universe, but it could also be from this person. Or maybe the idea is, oh, I'm going to contact so-and-so. This air sign, too, is the full moon in Libra is air sign also. So it could be something around that, right on the first. Four of Pentacles, so that is, watching your money, watching your finances, but having a good foundation to go on as well. Building a new foundation. Finding your footing after whatever this big shakeup may have been in your life. Now, again, this person, it could be, for some of you, this could be you meet somebody that just blows you away. The Tower can be you meet somebody and it's just like, holy, I never saw this coming. I never saw this person coming into my life. And, this, if I got rid of this stuff, I would, this could totally be a love reading. And this would be, because the two cups are on here. And that's the two people that are a good combination. They get along well. It also talks about divine intervention from the spirit guide angel up here. That eagle is really standing out to me too. So something about the eagles could be standing out or relevant to somebody. But the way that there's a light shining here and then this light shining here, there's something, I want to say this Libra full moon also is going to be really shining some kind of big light on you and really, showing you the way. But I also feel like this person is very supportive. This person is here to help you get past this. Could be, for some it might even be, something like I gotta take an aspirin. My head is just, bad headache. For some it could be even somebody you're talking to, like a counselor or somebody. They have mental clarity. They have a way of putting this all in perspective. They can see, they can make you feel, because you might be, things can be escalating out of control. It's like, oh my God, what's this? What am I going to do? This happened, that happened. Excuse me, this person is on an even keel. He puts things into perspective, they do. Logical, even keel. Here's what's going on, okay? So, it's going to be a month of solutions. That's what I'm getting. There's solutions to some of the big shakeups and the situations that you've been going through. Many of you may have experienced big change-ups in your partnership house too. Well, it was. The Uranus going through the 7th, and it's going to be moving out of there. So many of you people of Scorpios, especially Scorpio rising, your partnerships have changed, over the last few years. And there could be some breakups happening, but things are going to get more stable. This person's got your back. They've got you covered. It's very favorable. Let's see your animal totem, the rabbit. Well, rabbit is very much an abundant card, but it also, and it's lucky and everything too, and it talks about taking big leaps. But rabbits have a gentleness to them. So there's this overall gentle wave, almost, that's sort of coming, calm and gentleness, that's sort of coming through and coming over you. It feels like a blanket. Sensitive, artistic, clever, and nimble, outsmarting adversaries by staying one step ahead, taking colossal leaps and sprinting into the future. Heightened libido and procreation. Yeah, it is. If you're looking for a partner sexually, they could show up. And again, ignore the gender, because it would be whoever you'd be attracted to. You know, there's no necessarily gender in this anymore. Okay, let's go ahead and get the lots of, it's not a lots, and it's not an animal totem, it's the Holy HAMSA card. Yay! Cue applause now. Here we go. Bloom. Yeah, things are blooming. You're about to bloom. Things are blooming. Could be love blooming. This is, by the way, my indie deck, if you're not familiar, the Holy HAMSA. So if you enjoy indie decks, head over to, well, you can find it through my website, or there's a link in the description. 10 is bloom. Thrive, prosper, and flourish are the keywords. Cultivations, blossoming. Beauty ever abounding. When you have been cultivating is beginning to bear fruit. You are shining in the sun, and the positive energy you are exuding is the fuel for all the beauty that surrounds you at this time. This beautiful summer garden hosts a variety of blooms, and so it is within your life. More than one area of your life is coming into fruition. Not the time to be the wallflower. This is the time to bask in the glory of all you've created, all you've nurtured and tended. Others are attracted to your beauty and grace at this wonderful moment. Yeah, this person sees your beauty, sees the predicament that you're in, and wants to help. I just keep getting that. They want to help you. And it could be a love interest too, you know. It doesn't necessarily have to be just platonic. Let's get the lots of love for lover or not, what we're pertaining to. It says split. Yeah, maybe you've split up. Some of you may have split. There is a severing of some sort here, but now this is kind of getting into the new normal. Whatever that split was, there's going to be the new normal now. Let's go ahead and get the lots of answers. It says perhaps. So that's a maybe. Perhaps. Lastly, let's go ahead and get the lots of proverb. It says all's well that ends well. Yeah, all's well that ends well. Transitions are always hard. You know, we want to change our lives, but we don't want to. You know, we don't want to go through the tower. Well, we got to go. I mean, Scorpio, you come in with that energy. Scorpio's death and rebirth. Tower, it's not your card in the tarot, but death is your card in the tarot. But Tower is kind of like your card too. I mean, I could see that. You have that capacity. All Scorpios are going to go through major transformations in their lives, probably multiple times. Death and rebirth, death and rebirth. You keep repeating the cycle. So now is the rebirth. Now is the good stuff. Now is the fun time until the next cycle comes around. But this is definitely feeling like it's moving behind you. You're just figuring out your next move. And your next move might include a partner. Or if you're already together, it would include your partner that you're already with, of course. All right, hey Scorps, if you haven't got the Aries Ingress and you want to get it, which is not just about the Aries Ingress, it's the whole season, it's about the eclipses, all this is an ongoing thing for the upcoming near future. Packed full of a lot of different things. Head over to my website, or for any reading that you would perhaps want, or even to give for a friend. Check it out. Only through my website. Don't be fooled by social media imposters. Another quick sip of water, and we're going to move on to the sign of Sagittarius. Okay, Saggies, let's go ahead and get shuffling. Well, all this air and fire energy, this Aries season, we're moving into Uranus and air. That's actually in your opposite sign, the Uranus and air. So your relationships are going to be going through changes. But also, you're pretty good with this energy. This energy is pretty right up your alley. This is actually more in line and more in tune and more in flow with you, because you are a fire sign. So let's get 3 cards for April for Sagittarius. We have the 2 of Pentacles, followed by the Knight of Swords, and then last we have the 8 of Wands. That reminds this deck, the 8 of Wands in this deck reminds me of you, because she's got the bow and arrow, you know, just like Sagittarius. It's like a representation of you, pretty much. Let's see. Well, let's get the rest of the cards, and then we'll talk about it more. 3 more cards for our Sagittarius. Sun, Rising, Moon. Anybody who has Sag prominent in their charts. Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Swords. Justice. And 6 of Wands. 6 of Wands keeps coming out in this position in multiple readings. It has. Interesting. Well, getting through some financial things. Two of Pentacles. Do I do this? Do I do that? Which way do I go? I'm not sure. I think that as early as the 1st, when we get that Libra full moon and the after effect for the next couple of weeks, this could be revealed to you. Because you have this Ace of Swords and it is a breakthrough. It's a breakthrough the dark clouds or the indecision or whatever has been looming. Bam, breakthrough. And this light shines through. You see the light. You know what to do. Notice how these swords line up. It feels like victory after victory after victory. Like several things are going to potentially be falling in place. Multiple victories, multiple triumphs, multiple things, you know, just going your way and doing well. The Knight of Swords could be news coming in the time of air, but we're not in air sign, sun sign season, but we do have the full moon in Libra, but also we do have this Uranus moving into Gemini. You could get really good news about that. And here's you poised to shoot your bow. You're ready to shoot your bow. It's like you'll be able to bang, let it rip. You know, you'll be able to, you're pulling back and it's like poof, there it goes. There goes that sword. Eight of Wands is a card in general of things moving really quickly and things moving forward and moving in a quick, you know, all of a sudden things are happening. So that really does make sense with this card as well. Six of Wands is triumph and victory. So whatever you're aiming for, whatever you have your eye on, keep your eye on the prize. There is going to be some major triumph and victory. Now, the Justice card here, that does talk about sometimes legal things. You know, it could be signing of contracts, legal court cases, things of this nature. You know, anything that you would be signing legal papers and contracts for. But also because we have the Ace and then the scales of justice, I want to refer back to this new moon in Libra because Libra is the scale of justice too. So it could be something really popping for you right off the beginning of the month, and then you get the green light, you get the go ahead, and then you can take aim and shoot for what you're really going for. There could be a lot of success coming your way this month, Sagittarius. And perhaps through the help of other people. We do have the Knight of Swords here. But yeah, let's take a look. Uranus, it could be unexpected with Uranus going in your 7th house. Unexpected other people showing up or helping you or something. Okay, let's go ahead and get a card for our animal totems. We've got the ox. The ox is kind of like Taurus the bull, but it's like plowing through. And, you know, I feel like if you've felt kind of stuck and things haven't been moving, like you've been in this ox energy or dealing with somebody who carries this energy, somebody who's pretty stubborn, we're going to break right through this. Strength, endurance, patience, presence, clearing of karma, expanding, accepting what is. Standing strong, plowing through, elimination creates space for magic. Well, the full moon could show you what you need to eliminate, too. That very well could be as well. Okay, let's go ahead and get... Somebody has a past life as a Native American where you hunted buffalo, too, I'm picking up. I just picked up from that card. So if that resonates with you... I mean, I do offer a past life reading, a soul reading, where I look into and I tune into your past lives if that interests you. But that just changed into that whole scene. Okay, let's get your lots of... I'm having brain farts all day today. My Holy HAMSA deck. There we go. Jeez Louise. Here we go. Action. You know, it's interesting. Action, and the Eight of Wands is an action card too. So you've got the 2 action cards. So things are going to start moving forward, but it's also telling you that you need to move forward. Okay? Motivation, activity, momentum. Things are moving quickly, propelling you into the future. You get the green light. The energy may seem a little wild or volatile at this time. Yeah, that sounds like Uranian energy. Just try to stay focused and use this surge of momentum to break through any obstacles that have held you back. You are moving into the fast lane and are likely to be very busy at this time. If you can harness the energy and dive into the fury, much can be accomplished now. Send those messages, emails, resumes. Write down your thoughts and ideas, as they may be coming fast and furious. Take notes so that they don't slip through your fingers, lost forever. I know what's wrong. I took a gummy to go to sleep last night, and every time I don't try not to, and when I take them, I kind of have this hangover. Like the next day, I'm kind of foggy, you know what I mean? Okay, so let's go ahead and get your lots of love. It says childish. You know, somebody could be being childish, but if they are, you're going to have a big breakthrough. Next we have certainly. So that's a big yes. And then the last one we have is lots of proverb. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Yeah, if there's some kind of an offer, take it. You know, well, of course, consult with it. If it's legal, definitely consult with an attorney or whoever you need to consult with. But if there's some kind of offer going through, man, you know, don't wait around. Don't hold out. Be forever. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Also, offer help. You know, accept help that's being offered. You know, the Knight of Swords could be somebody who's helping you. Put the word out there. Don't be afraid to maybe even post on social media. Hey, anybody available to this, that, or the other? You know, do this thing, but help me out here. Because you might be surprised at the good response that you get, and you might be surprised at the help that you get and how good it's going to work out for you in the end, because it really looks like things are going to be really moving along for you now, Sag. Okay, well, if this doesn't resonate, you can check your rising and moon, or you could always get a personal reading, because then I'm really working with just you and your energy. Of course, I do have the limited time the rest of this week to get the Aries ingress, and that'll be it. And, you know, that is a big, deep dive. There's so much going on. It's really powerful this year. It also includes the eclipses. Such a deal. Only available to the end of this week. Check it out if you're interested. And then next we're going to take a look at the sign of Capricorn. Hi, Capricorn. Let's take a look at the reading for the month of April of 2026 for Capricorn, Sun, Rising, Moon, or anybody. Anybody with prominent Capricorn in their chart. Let's get three cards. We've got Five of Wands, followed by Ace of Wands, and then finally the Hermit. Travel is really, there's a word written down here, if you can see. Travel. That's really, really grabbing my attention. And that's not the first time that this card has been out today either. Okay, so let's go ahead and get three more cards for Capricorn, Sun, Rising, Moon. They didn't flip out though, they kind of flipped but flew back in the deck. If you heard that. Let's do 1, 2, 3 cards here. We have Ace of Pentacles. Rocco, get out of here. My dog's in here slurping. Come on. Hey. Out. Ace of Pentacles. Sorry if that hurt you guys' ears. Rocco, out. I forgot to leave the door open. Three of Cups and a Wheel of Fortune. Wow, look out, Capricorn. Okay. Well, where there's been struggle, there's going to be breakthrough. I mean, Five of Wands typically is a card of having struggle. You know, it's I like how this is depicted. I just finally got it. I've used this deck several times, and I'm like, why is this the Five of Wands? But I see it. It's like when cats are facing off, like, and they're kind of batting their tails, like they're before they, in a minute, you know, a minute after this, they're going to tangle. They're going to be tangled and all fighting and everything. But this is like the warm up too. This is the warning sign, like, back off, because the Hermit there too, it's like, just back off. Find another way, I think. Another way, it almost sounded like I said oy vey. Another way will be revealed here. Because there's two aces. I mean, aces are new beginnings, they're openings, they're cracks. This full moon is illuminating, so it could be around that full moon in Libra for sure. And something really illuminating, really lighting up. Ace of Pentacles is down here. So this is usually the spark, the idea, okay, I see the way to go. This is being illuminated to me. I see the way to go. I see how I can, you know, I see what's coming. I see the solution. I see the way out. I see the breakthrough. And then the Ace of Pentacles is down here, and that's new beginning and money. You know, it's interesting too, because isn't April 1st is Easter too? Or, well, the first week of April, half of the weeks of April here is going to be religious holidays. Easter, Passover, Orthodox Easter, you know, Passover ends. There's just all these different holidays are all in, and then this is just, again, the Western world ones. There's other ones too that that aren't discussed necessarily, but I mean, that might be your culture. So it does feel like this has that vibe. But it also tells us there's going to be reason to celebrate. This Ace of Rods, whatever this idea that you've had, and this Ace of Pentacles is going to be this new beginning, and it's going to bring the money to you too. Some of you, if you're about ready to go at it with somebody from work, start looking elsewhere. Start planting those seeds. Start, putting out those resumes, looking on the job boards or whatever you need to do. Maybe the Hermit here is often wise guidance. And so that could be, well, first of all, it says don't engage, don't tangle with this person. But secondly, this looks like a big cow udder. So milking the situation, or what feeds you. Maybe those might be keywords for some people. But this is also can be seeking wise advice or seeking wise counsel. So that could be good too. Ace of Pentacles, new beginning and money, something to celebrate. It could be the timing, these seasonal holidays I was talking about. But it also can be, this is what you're celebrating, that you find out you got the new job. Also, this could be being out and being social. You may hear a wind of something, or somebody could even say something that sparks your idea. Because the Hermit is listening too. That's another thing the Hermit's doing. The Hermit's not yakking away. The Hermit is being withdrawn, listening, and getting, what did you, like, it's almost like she's like listening. What did you say? Like, say that you're at a party or something. Here's the people talking, and you're just like, did she just say that or whatever? Because sometimes those synchronistic conversations come up. I used to intentionally set my intention to do that. I'd go down to this really busy market. It's this international kind of food market with all these stands. It's been there for over 100 years or more. And it's, it's this old ethnic, old world place, but it's just jam-packed with people all the time, And I'll go down there by myself. It's like, I want to get a message today, and it happens every time. And it's not somebody saying, here's your message, or I have got something to tell you. It's conversations and little bits and little things that you're picking up, and then it's like, oh, wow, it's so fun and magical. Try it if you've never tried it. But you got Wheel of Fortune. I say over and over again, I didn't put Wheel of Fortune on the cover of my Rock and Roll Tarot deck for no reason. I put it on the cover because it is one of the best cards in the deck. It's drawing, it's attracting, it's fortuna, it's luck. So when things are down, you go down and then the wheel turns up and things turn up. So things are getting turned up. There could be even Wheel of Fortune. There could be some sort of meeting of the person, meeting of a person or a situation that, being in the right place at the right time. That person that says, hey, I'm looking for somebody just like that, or I heard they're hiring, or I heard you can get funding or grants through this thing or that thing. Whatever you're looking for with the Ace of Pentacles, this Wheel of Fortune could put you right in that right spot. Okay, let's get the animal totem for Capricorn, Sun, Rising, Moon. Got the woodpecker. Opportunities knocking. You're knocking at your door. If you listen, you've got to listen. Rapping, tapping from the forest canopy overhead. Undetected if not for the sound. Listen. Primal rhythms awaken your hearts to the earth song. Yeah. Well, there you go. Opportunity is knocking. I'm getting a song, but I can't quite grab it. It came and went. Sorry about that. No song for no song for you. Like No Soup for You. Remember that from, what show was that? Seinfeld? The soup guy. No soup for you. Alright, let's get the Capricorn's Holy HAMSA card for today. It's talking about party. Interesting that you have party. Didn't I think party already came out? I might have accidentally put it in the deck, back in the deck instead of setting it aside. Let me just see how many cards I've pulled. I have them set right over here. Oh, there's one underneath too. Just scooted underneath my little tray here. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. Because there should be 9 because this is the 10th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I never pull the same card twice. So it must have gone in there, It must be a Wheel of Fortune that card went back in there. But interesting with the party card because the 3 of Cups, like I was just saying, could be a party celebration. So they're confirming that attending parties and celebrations would be important. gift, gala, celebration, a whirlwind of festivities, a fun event, a party or doings. Your social calendar is full and you're having a blast. We all need some fun and frivolity in our lives, and the party card is a reminder of just that. Well, while this card may be more of a general mood or tone, it can also refer to a specific event, a party, a birthday, anniversary, holiday, or other date of significance, as is the Three of Cups the same. This is a very similar card to the Three of Cups. Or other date of significance. If so, the event may be in the time frame in which what you are seeking will appear. In other words, when this party or event is happening, that may be the timing for whenever this shows up. You could be at the party and get the text that you got the job or something, or the email. Sometimes this card may have an element of a surprise, as does Wheel of Fortune. An unexpected gift may be heading your way. Well, I'll take that, right? I'm a Capricorn, right, Caps? We'll take that. We'll take that unexpected gift. I'd be very happy to have an unexpected gift. All right, let's do our lots of love, which may or may not pertain to love. Here we go. User. I'm a user, baby, so why don't you kill me? I think he says I'm a loser, but I heard user. I'm a loser, baby, so why don't you kill me? Okay, let's see here. No! No, 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 no. I guess I lied about the no song for you. The guys they're giving you songs on every turn here. Okay, next. So it's a no, but no to this, and yes to, it's just pushing you to seek elsewhere. And then finally, lots of proverb. Life is what you make it. Yeah, so if there's a situation that's contentious, or you're ready to go off, this feels like you're ready to go off, you're ready to lose it on this person, then you don't need to be in, that's the universe telling you don't need to be in that situation. Maybe look elsewhere. There's a bunch of things springing. All this Aries stuff is squaring your Capricorn stuff. Squares make things happen. Squares can bring up the rough, make it difficult and force you into action. But see, I want to say that the woodpecker has been pecking and knocking at your door for a while, and that the hermit, you have to just listen. You have to really listen to your inner soul. You have to listen to your guides and angels. Listen for like birds and stuff. I should get paid for promoting this app as much as I do, but I love it. It's called Merlin, and it's a bird app. So if you hear a bird singing, because a lot of times I won't see the woodpecker, but I'll hear it. If you hear a bird and you want to identify it, you just Merlin listens and tells you what bird it is. Because that's all messages too. That's why I have that app. Not because I'm necessarily a birder in the scientific sense of it, but I'm always what's the universe telling me? What animal totem is speaking to me? That I'm into that big time, and they do. And a lot of times it really lines up. That's another thing that's super amazing. A lot of times things just really line up with that stuff. Okay, if you have the ears to hear, yeah, that's what my guides just said. Well, all right, Capricorn, if you want to get in on that Aries Ingress or any of the other readings I have over to the website, the Aries Ingress will be gone after the first few days of April. It'll be gone. So if you want to get in on that, there's a lot of information in that. It won't be around. It'll never be like this again, because we're never going to have all this stuff happening at the same time as the Aries Ingress. Neptune and Saturn are never going to be with the Aries Ingress in our lifetimes again. Okay. Next, we're going to look at the sign of Aquarius. Oh, I forgot to sing Sagittarius song. Oh, boy, I'm slipping, huh? I'm sorry, everybody, but I think I have like a gummy hangover because I couldn't sleep last night. And so I finally took a gummy, and it did knock me out. But then the next day, I feel kind of groggy and not myself. Or I've just been a little bit off today. But I wanted to make sure I got the readings out. I wanted to make sure I was going to try to get it out a little early. I usually wait till exactly the first of the month to post them. I'm going to try to get them out like to kick off the week, so you have a little time if anybody wants to get that reading. Okay. Aquarius, Sun, Rising, Moon for April 2026. What do we got? 9 of Pentacles. 9 of Cups, double nines. And Page of Cups. Well, 9 of Pentacles and 9 of Cups, those are good cards. Like those for you. And now let's get 3 cards for the bottom row from the Hanson Roberts for Aquarius, Sun, Rising, Moon. Anybody who has prominent Aquarius. Okay, let's see. We have the Sun card. Nice. 4 of Cups. And then finally, 6 of Cups. You know what grabbed my attention right away? I was just talking about birds for Capricorn. And both of these cards, they have a little bird on your shoulder. For you, I want to say a little birdie told me. So some kind of little secret, or you might get some inside information about this little birdie told me. You might overhear it. You might, somebody will tell you in confidence or something like that. And then this fish too. She's got the bird, and the fish. So air, water maybe. So air to water, the next air to water sequence when the sun moves from air to water is going to be Gemini to Cancer. That's actually going to be the summer solstice. Well, the mid-year solstice. Summer in the northern hemisphere. So maybe some of the things that you're working on, you might not see them manifest until then. But we do have the Sun card here. These are very favorable cards all the way around. 9 of Cups is the wish card, is your wish is coming true. 9 of Pentacles is some kind of good financial breakthroughs for you. Page of Cups is, so somebody could be having a baby with this too, big time. Mother, you're going to be becoming a mother, a parent, or a grandparent. Because this can be the soul of a child yet to incarnate that's hanging around looking for a body. This is obviously can be a baby because the sun is there with the baby. And then the 6 of Cups has the children on it as well. So there's definitely some stuff about children and babies. It could be somebody, a soul coming in that you're meant to have contact with. But this can also be the muse. You know, this is that communication with spirit. It doesn't have to be a baby, a soul of a baby. And also the sun is big bursts of creativity or big bursts of, you know, just being really charged up and having a lot of, my guides are saying, having a lot of va-va-voom. Oh my God. Now you know that didn't come from me. I don't go around talking about va-va-voom ever, okay? So you've got that va-va-voom going on, Aquarius. Woo! Use that stuff. But this can be offers are coming, and yeah, that could be maybe some kind of job offer, you know. But the offer comes from a cloud, and this is a cup card. So I feel more it is the messages from your spirits. And maybe you guys should get that birder app too. And when you hear those birds singing, and then you can look it up and say, what is the totem? You know, so say that's a dove. You know, what's the dove animal totem? And you could be getting messages all along that way too. Because the little birdie told me. But there does seem to be a lot of spirit communication that's trying to come through and trying to happen. For others of you, this could even refer back to your own childhood. When this card shows up in like 9 of Pentacles, it's like, well, when you were a kid, what did you say? When I grow up, this is what I'm going to be, or this is what I want to do. Because often we hit it right on the head. And because we know when we're a kid, we're still connected to our soul. And we still know why we're supposed to be here and what we're supposed to do and all these sorts of things. So, you know, that could be you reconnecting with that. Reconnecting with you as a child or you as this younger person or something like that. And those dreams coming back to life for you now. You recapturing them, you getting that inspiration, you remembering of the joy that it brought you as a child. Because sometimes, you know, we don't even realize how much joy something brings us until we start doing it again. It's like, man, why did I ever stop doing this? This really is fun and cool, and it really helps me feel better. I really like it, you know. You could also be getting new innovative ideas and download for your business plans here too. With the 9 of Pentacles. Or maybe you're in a position where you've got the money and you don't have to work anymore. Maybe you're even retiring, or you've got some kind of a thing where you don't have to work anymore. Your money's set, and now, so you got that, you climbed that mountain, so now what do I want to do? What really makes me happy? I got the finance down, so what's next, you know? And it's going to be, there's an opportunity to really be communing with higher spirits, however you want to manifest it. Through your spiritual work, through creativity, through hanging out with children, playing with children, whatever the case might be. Okay, let's get the animal totem. We got the wolf. Wild spirit of the wilderness, impeccable instincts draw your path, needing freedom to roam far and wide, embracing the interdependency of all life. Okay. That's finding your pack. Also, he's howling at that full moon. Could be right there on that full moon there. You could really get a big download or a message from Spirit, Aquarius. Holy HAMSA for Aquarius. You've got the Learn card. Yeah, you know, what do you want to learn? You know, things like, you know, people, even though I had art a lot in school, I was in orchestra and stuff too in school too, and choral airs, singing choir, choral airs was this thing. I was in that too. It was like singing show tunes and stuff, like barbershop quartet and stuff like that. So I did have, but that's, in those days we actually had art and music in the school, you didn't have to. And then I was in like a special art program, I think it was must have been high school, where I had half a day of just art, like all morning long, you know. So they did kind of try to gear you towards your propensity or whatever, your talents and stuff. But, you know, like when I wanted to go to school for art, my mom and dad are like, you know, why don't you go to school for something useful that you could actually find a job doing, or, you know, that's what this feels like. Like you had a curiosity about it, you wanted to learn about it, you wanted to study it, but, you know, you ended up more going, well, this is what I need to do to make money, you know, or certain people's parents will pressure them, you know, like, well, you've got to be a doctor, and really they're an artist at heart, you know, or what else was I getting? There was something else I was going to say about that. But it's you know, being who you really are here, instead of being what you've been told. There also could be that you may be required to do some like learning, you know, because you got, it's been a while. Or maybe you never learned about it, and then you've got to pick. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Like when I was just talking about this back when I was in junior high, when you have to take, the girls had to take sewing or cooking, and the boys could take shop, which was like, well, I know there was wood shop and mechanic shop, but also whatever they did with pipes, because all the guys in our school would always make little pipes to smoke weed out of, right? So, but girls were not allowed. I didn't want to take sewing or cooking. You know, I hated sewing always because I think I had a past life in a sweatshop. But even though I'm really crafty, but sewing, I hate sewing. And then the other thing is, I feel like I wanted to take wood shop. I really wanted to take wood shop. And I still am interested in, you know, doing wood stuff. But also I think back then, especially because there was no cell phones, I think, you know, it would have done all the girls a great service to know some basic car mechanics, because if you got stranded on the road, you know, there was no cell phones or anything, but it was so gender specific that you weren't not allowed. So it could be something like that, because the gender thing stood out to me. Maybe because, or your school didn't even offer that, but you were forced into taking, you know, stuff that you didn't really want to take, but that to satisfy whatever, some sort of standards from somebody, you know. And yeah, maybe you were even successful at it. Maybe you have a great career doing whatever you were doing, but did it feed your soul? This is that Pluto can bring that too. Pluto going through your sign. Pluto can say, is your soul being tended to? What does your soul really want? Okay, let's get the lots of love. It says growth. Yeah, going through growth. Growing through growth, but to get back to where we started from. We gotta get right. What is that? We gotta get right back to where we started from. Love is good. I'm way out of key. Love is strong. We gotta get right back to where we started from. So there. Okay. It says allegedly, supposedly, allegedly. Take that as it resonates. And then finally the lots of Proverbs. A little knowledge is a dangerous thing. Yeah, I mean, some of you may have to brush up on your skills, you know. You know, even though I've been getting back into painting for a while since the pandemic. Actually, I've never did paint much. I always thought I couldn't paint because some art teacher probably told me I sucked or something along the way. But somehow I always avoided that. I was more of a graphic designer, you know, bringing these kind of things and doing that. I could draw really well. I was a drawer, and then the graphic design came in, and that was right in there. But I've been doing more painting, but I need, I need more work at it. Just because you were good at it once and as a kid you said, yeah, I'm going to be, this when I grow up, you need to maybe brush up on your skills a little bit. And there's nothing wrong with that. Practice makes perfect. You got to get those 10,000 hours in. That's the thing, right, Aquarius? You always got to get those 10,000 hours in. All right, Aquarius. Well, hey, if you want to look at some of the astrology, this is available for a limited time. And we will talk about Pluto going through your sign for you, for Aquarius, because you're going to have Pluto's in your sign, so we'll talk about that. Or any other the readings that I'm offering. Head over to my website. Your support is always appreciated by ordering the private readings and supporting me in the different ways that you do. That's how I'm able to keep doing these free readings here on YouTube. Next, we're going to look at Pisces. All right, Pisces. Well, everything's out of you. You're shaking it off. You're being cleansed. It's all removed. It's into the next sign of Aries. So the wheel keeps turning. Time keeps moving. Time keeps on slipping into the future. And some cards just fell down here. Hold on, let me grab it. Or maybe one card fell down. Here I got it. It's the 8 of Pentacles. So we'll stop shuffling and throw the other cards out for you. The Moon. And finally, the 4 of Cups. Yeah, so this is a time of like you're getting your bearings after everything. And you're like reestablishing yourself and getting your bearings. Okay, next we're going to do 3 more cards for Pisces Sun, Rising, Moon. For April. We gotta get right back to where we started from. Love is good, love is strong, we gotta get... That card was out before and in that same spot. Interesting. Maybe because I was singing the song from the last reading? I doubt it. Well, 8 of Pentacles is doing the work you love, And I mean, this card flew out of the deck. I feel like some of you may even really be connected with beekeeping or something like that. Or maybe you're going to be making beeswax candles. Or maybe you're going to be doing some kind of honey or salves or balms that is tied into bees and honey and that kind of a thing. Procuring honey, my guys just said. But for others, you're going to be busy like the bees. And you're going to be humming right along, doing the work that you love. That is what the 8 of Pentacles is about. Hours pass, and you don't even notice it because you're so immersed in the work. So you're diving into your work. The moon is here, this big full moon, the full moon in Libra right off the 1st of the month. It feels more like it's the 1st of the month, and it's just like, it's the 1st of the month. This month I'm going to be doing this thing, and this is what I'm going to be doing. And you're kind of immersed in it, and you're kind of planting that seed, planting that flag. Next we have the 4 of Cups here. And the 4 of Cups is, you're getting ideas and downloads. The more you work on it, and the more you're communing with the moon energy, that's kind of like your subconscious mind too, right? And it's psychic ability and all that stuff. Then the more comes, You start working on it, you start asking, and then you start receiving. And Pisces, you're very psychic anyway. All Pisces are very psychic and intuitive anyway. You start asking, you start receiving, the light shining on you. And, you're getting the downloads, you're getting the messages, you're getting the ideas, and they keep coming. It's like the floodgates are open. Page of Pentacles is here, so there could be some money attached to this too. Whatever you're working on, I'm sure it's going to pay off. Maybe you're going over and redoing your whole resume. Or maybe if you have any kind of portfolio that you want to, your cover letter, your portfolio, if there's something that you need to show your work, you're going, or even revising and scrubbing your social media. Too, be careful if you're looking for a job, because employers these days do check that. 2 of Wands, you really see the future, you see the way to go, and the 6 of Cups is here. So the 6 of Cups is always recapturing something from the past. It could be you recapturing something from the past, or it can also be a person coming in from the past, although we don't really have any court cards other than the Page of Pentacles, but that's more about the messaging of the news of the money. But you have this 6 of Cups here. What I'm feeling about the 6 of Cups in this instance for you, Pisces, is that it's like you feel like your old self again. you need that moon time. You need that time alone to contemplate, to meditate, to get in your own, to commune with the spirit, commune with the muse. The dog is standing out to me too. It's supposed to be a wolf, I think, but it looks like a little dog. So, this you and your dog, in your space, doing your whatever you do, your meditations, your journaling, your creative work. You maybe getting your spring garden together, thinking about what I'm going to plant in my garden, these types of things. And you're seeing the pathway, you're seeing whatever you're looking at, you have the world in your hand. So that means it's only in the beginning phases now, perhaps, but it can be much bigger. You're headed to big things here. Again, this could be connecting with people too, but it also could be connecting back with, like maybe you took a long break, like I was telling, I think it was Aquarius, maybe you took a long break, and you're just like, well, I had to do this, I had to raise my kids, I had to do this, I had to do that, I had to help my mother. Moon could be your mother, my mother was sick and needed help, whatever you had to do. Self-sacrificing, that's a big part of your energy there, Pisces. You're very self-sacrificing. Tongue-tied, jeez. Now you can see your way clear to get back on track, back to doing what you love and what makes you happy and what lights you up. Because Saturn going through your sign could have been a responsibility too, heavy responsibilities that were laid on you. It's over now, but a lot of stuff is over that was on your sign for a while here, and it's lightening your load here. Okay, next we have the animal totem, the cheetah. The cheetah is about having a lot of irons in the fire, and it's about being very prolific. Empath, healer, prolific creator. There's you. Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. Empath, healer, prolific creator. Things happening at lightning speed, staying alert to synchronistic signs, the path of the soul practitioner. When they said things happening at lightning speed, right away I thought of the whole Uranus going into Gemini thing over here. And so Uranus going into Gemini, that's going to make a square to your Pisces stuff. So things could be popping up really quickly for you. Okay, let's go ahead and get, I got it, gems. Okay, so gems is about just that, gemstones, basically. And when you first look at this card, what color, just look at the color first. What color grabs your attention? Whatever color grabs your attention, you may want to work with that color of that color gem. You might want to carry it with, well, let's read it. Jewels, sparkle, dazzle. Sparkling with light, bedazzling all around. The gemstone card is a reminder to shine and sparkle. Excuse me. Sorry. Oh. The gemstone card is a reminder to shine and sparkle. People will notice you as you shimmer and shine. It's time to add some color and pizzazz to your personal style. Brighten your environment with splashes of vivid color to uplift and inspire. When this card turns up, it may be calling you to work with actual gemstones, whether wearing them on your person in the form of jewelry or adornments, or just to have them in your environment, which I always have them in my environment too. Allow your intuition to guide you toward the stone or stones that are best for you at this moment. And like I said, the best way could be the color, because sometimes the color is aligned with that chakra too. So if a specific color stands out to you, it may mean that that chakra needs attention too. So for instance, if that red color showed up, that could talk about your root chakra, or you might want to work with a red stone like a ruby or a garnet or something like that. But let's go ahead and get the lots of love, which may or may not pertain to love. It says victim. Yeah, victim, you can be the victim. But I don't feel like the victim. I feel like you willingly did this. Like I was saying, maybe you had to take care of a parent or a kid or somebody. Victim of love, I see your broken heart. Now, I could be wrong. Ooh. He could be wrong or he's not. No, I'm not. Victim of love, you're just a ooh. Tell me what kind of love have you got? Alright, lots of answers. Pisces, obviously. Well, Avi, All right, and then finally, lots of proverbs for Pisces Sun, Rising, Moon. Make hay while the sun shines. Yeah, it's your time. You know, I know you've needed this recovery period. You might need a little bit more time, but now you can carry on with your plans without all the heavy Saturn energy and all that other stuff that was going on. Neptune, even though Neptune's your ruling planet, too much Neptune can be too much. You know. Too much for the man. Oh, he's leaving on a midnight train to Georgia. Leaving on the midnight train. Said he's going back to find. Ooh, I'm way out of key. I can't even, you know, I can't even think of her. I could see her face as clear as Dell. As clear as Dell. What am I? See, talking about too much Neptune. There you go. I should have never did that. Got me to go to sleep last night. All day long, I'm just kind of not right. You know, I feel like I'm in a Mercury retrograde or something. Gladys Knight and the Pips, of course. Gladys Knight. How could I do justice to Gladys Knight? But anyways, so yeah, make hay while the sunshine. Too much Neptune can be too much, you know, and it can. The Neptune's moved out of the way. You have a lot more clarity. You're gonna have a lot more clarity, a lot more vision to see where you're going. And you're ready to step into this next chapter, because I'll tell you, Saturn's not going to be back for 30 years in your sign. Neptune's not going to be back in your sign for 200 plus years. So this is a time when you really have the clarity, the insight, hopefully the wisdom. Hopefully both of those planets, Neptune and Saturn, imparted some sort of wisdom onto you. And you're ready to move forward and shine on, you crazy diamond. You're going to shine like the sun. All right, hey Pisces, if you want to talk about all this stuff and look at that astrology, this is psychic astrology reading, you got a limited time on that, but it's about this week, and it covers the eclipses, the whole shebang. But I also do have other readings on my site, and if you want to, this is what I do for a living, so hopefully, if you'd like to order a reading from me, it always does help. Doing the private readings does help keep me available to do these general readings on YouTube every month. I should be back again this month with a couple more readings, of course. I'm sure I'm going to do a Uranus and Gemini. Maybe I'll throw in a mid-month, and then Uranus and Gemini. Will probably be at least 2 more readings I might tackle. If you like my style in that, though, and when I'm not in the clouds and stumbling here, I do have a Patreon channel as well. That's another way that you can really help to keep these readings going. And what I post on there is we go over the astrological main events for the week, and then we do 2 cards for each sign. That's on the weekly, I do that. And so it's a little bit of astrology and a little bit of tarot, if you like that. Whatever the case, I hope you have a great month of April. Remember, you guys are love and beauty incarnate, and I'll be back again soon with the next reading. Till then, bye.